bitch. Oh, excuse you? Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Hey y'all, welcome to Happy Friday. It's your boy Chris Avalon. Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. The show we basically talk about all things going on in celebrity news, pop culture, and hot topics. So that's a show for you. Definitely stick around because we got a lot of tea to spill today. Anyway, so yeah, before we get to those topics, if you could please do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also smash that alert bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Please and thank you. So we got a lot of topics to spill today. We got some sad news regarding not Diddy, child. Well, we're gonna talk about him. But Christopher Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G's mother, she passed away. We found out this morning, so we're gonna talk about that. Now, speaking of Diddy, he lost an attorney because he probably realized that this case ain't got a rest chance in hell of him winning. So we're gonna talk about that case. Plus, T.D. Jakes is being accused of trying to swallow another man 40 years ago. So the man came forward, was two of them. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, speaking of people dealing with someone of the same gender, apparently we're getting a sequel to Leaving Neverland, you know, the documentary from Michael Jackson. We're getting another one. Angela Bassett said what she said in regards of her losing her Oscar to Jamie Lee Curtis. We're going to get into that. Kim Kardashian is going in on those of y'all, including me, and I'm about to dig in her big ass again when we get this show started, in regards of people making fun of Northwest or slamming Northwest's lackluster performance when she was in The Lion King. Plus, she's being sued by a man she incorrectly identified as a death row inmate. So that's the bigger fish she need to be trying to fry. Flop actor Zachary Levi is talking about why he supported Trump, and he said it's more important than saving his non-existent career. Andrew Tate was dragged on social media for talking about Ariana Grande's body. Apparently they're saying that there's a reason why Ben Affleck's daughter has distanced herself away from Jennifer Lopez after she and her father, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck split. Lizzo is showing off her dramatic weight loss. Lady Gaga is pulling a Madonna yet again. Katy Perry is being dragged for for basically bamboozling a man with dementia out of his mansion. And we got to talk about this Dank DeMoss. You know, I dragged her yesterday, child. I'm going to have to drag her big ass again because now she out here trying to grip with a sex toy collection. And plus, Hunter Schafer is speaking out in regards of trans people and the whole trans and the passport situation that's going on in our current government, where you know that idiot in chief is trying to basically pass a law stating that you are the gender that you were born. And she went through a whole situation with her passport. We're going to break it on down and a whole lot more. So yeah, those are the topics that we have today. And like I said before, if you can please do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Please and thank you. Now without further ado, let me hit my banner. Let's get into these topics. And our first topic that we're going to get into, I want to give a huge shout out and condolences to the Wallace family. Voletta Wallace, who you know is Biggie's mother, Notorious B.I.G, one of my favorite rappers of all time. You know, I have many rapper. I have many rappers that I'm a fan of. One of the ones that, of course, I grew up loving was Biggie because he was from Brooklyn. I was from Brooklyn, and I was from Brownsville, and he was from another part of Brooklyn. But I think it was like from Flatbush, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, so yeah, his mother, who, you know, has been very transparent and vocal about trying to find out who unalived her child. And still 30 some odd years later, we still don't know who killed Biggie. Well, apparently his mother passed away this morning, and it was confirmed by all the major trades. So it said that she passed away at the age of 72. Now, Wallace passed away on Friday morning at home in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. The Monroe County coroner, Thomas Yanak, confirmed to the New York Post. Biggie's mother spent her final days in hospice care, with the coroner revealing she died of natural causes. TMZ was actually the first to report the news. Now, Wallace was a legend in her own right in the hip hop community, raising B.I.G, real name Christopher Wallace, as a single mother in Brooklyn after his father walked out on the family in 1974. She was a Jamaican immigrant and worked as a school teacher. Now, B.I.G was unalived on March 9, 1997, so his anniversary is actually coming up um, next month. After leaving the Soul Train Awards after party, and y'all already know like some of the rumors and things what people was trying to say, included in those um Diddy documentaries. I think it was the one that's on HBO Max. That one, the one that was produced by the people that did the Nickelodeon one and the Chris Brown one, which they also began sued for. Um, I think they implied something that they were saying like, well, apparently, even though they knew that they should not have just been walking around fruitful and fancy free out in LA, because there was this heavy tension between the East Coast and the West Coast rap scene, specifically when it came, or I could say particularly when it came to Bad Boy Records over on the East Coast and Death Row on the West Coast. And one of the things I continue to reiterate on is I had no idea, maybe because I was way too young and I didn't understand all the stuff that was going on. All I knew was that I just love music. And then all of a sudden, one of my favorite rappers was murdered. And then, of course, they had the whole thing with Tupac and all that other stuff. But it was just like, I didn't know that Death Row was trying to create an East Coast division, and that rubbed Diddy's arrogant behind the wrong way, because he had like he was just the king of the East Coast and nobody could try to poach the situation because it was all about, his ego was basically the size of Manhattan. But so the thing was that he went out there and there was some sort of I guess people were like, they kind of blamed him because it was like Biggie had plans to be doing all this other stuff, but you was really pushing for y'all to go out to the Soul Trains Awards and the after party and all that other stuff. And then they lit up his car. So yeah, he was sitting in a green Chevy Suburban, which was parked on Wilshire Boulevard in L.A., which makes some people believe that he was set up. Now they said 6 months earlier, B.I.G.'s rival Tupac had been taken out, adding fuel to the already nasty East Coast West Coast rap beef. Now B.I.G, also known as Biggie Smalls, was Diddy's protege, with many believing the mogul was somehow involved in Tupac's murder. However, he was never charged in connection with the investigation. And if you ask some people actually believe he had something to do with Biggie's death either. Now that's not something that I can prove. I wasn't there. Like I said, I was way too young to even know what was going on. But for the most part, is that a lot of people felt that he may have had something to do with both. Now, former LA gang leader Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested in 2023 and charged with first-degree murder of Tupac's death. He pleaded not guilty and is awaiting his trial, which was scheduled to start next month, but was recently postponed to February 2026, according to Rolling Stone. Now, with prosecutors, they said while prosecutors are closing in on Tupac's alleged killer, no one has been charged with B.I.G's death, and his case is still unsolved. Now, following the children's tragic murders, Wallace and Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur, showed solidarity at the 1999 MTV VMAs. Is that the same year that the Diddler did I'll Be Missing You or whatever, which takes a sample from the Police, Sting and the Police, that whole situation? And then they had Faith Evans, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It probably was. But and then they said, and I love the fact that, regardless of what was going on between the men or whatever, it always takes women, especially Black women, to come together in solidarity and show y'all that all this beef, this male ego beef crap is just stupid. So now Will Smith kicked things off with his hit Parents Just Don't Understand. Before telling the crowd, I'd like to introduce you to two parents who definitely seem to understand. So I just want to give a shout out to Voletta Wallace. I wonder how little Kim is feeling at this point, because that she basically loves some Biggie. And one of the things I'll say about this that I think is sad, but also kind of bittersweet. I think it's a good thing that maybe at least she got to see Diddy get locked up for being a low down dirty piece of POS, but unfortunately she didn't get to see him get sentenced and spend the rest of his life in prison. So I say the good thing, the silver lining, I guess, is that, when she got to get the news that he's locked up for abuse and all the other things that he's done in the industry, and I'm sure she was well aware of a lot of things that was going on behind the scenes. And so I'm just glad that she got to get to that part, but unfortunately she didn't get to live long enough to see Diddy sentenced. to prison. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards of Voletta Wallace, the news that she had passed away at the age of 72? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Now, since we're talking about Diddy, let's get into him, because apparently there seemed to be a little stingerization in his situation, as in his court case, because word on the curb now is that one of his attorneys has quit. And I don't feel no ways tired about it, because I'm sitting, and I heard that Diddy's been trying to do a little stall tactic, so he doesn't even want the case that's supposed to kick off in May to happen. He's trying to stall and extend it. How many damn lawyers you need? If you still got the other one, the one that's supposed to be representing, is he? See, now I'm trying to remember. Is he representing Diddy's lawyer, Luigi Mangione, or is it Luigi? I think it's the Diddy's attorney's wife is representing Luigi Mangione. With sidebar, I heard that he's got his case happening. His hearing is going on today. I don't know if it's going on now because I'm in the middle of the show, but it probably is happening as we speak, or it's probably done. If it is, I need y'all in the live chat, or even if you finish watching this, to keep me posted on what's going on with that, because I definitely want to hear what that whole hearing is. Because it's like, while I feel like Luigi, there ain't gonna be nobody that's gonna prosecute Luigi, especially with all this crap going on now and the history of these insurance companies and stuff. I do feel like Diddy is gonna be the opposite for the diddler. He's gonna spend the rest of his life in prison. So Anthony Rico, one of the lawyers representing Diddy in his federal case, has entered a bid to withdraw as the imprisoned moguls counsel, according to a motion filed on Friday morning. That would be this morning. Now, in the motion, Rico is vague about the reasons why he wants to withdraw from representing Combs, whose trial is set to begin in May, saying, quote, "Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue, to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs," he wrote. He also noted that there are sufficient reasons protected by attorney-client privilege for him to be terse in his application to withdraw. Well, he may not say it, but do we need to address what it probably is? More than likely, he's seen some stuff in the paperwork, and he's like, this is not a winnable case. And I've said this from the beginning. I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that Diddy about to get off like ASAP Rocky. Like, it's not going to be a situation. And then I got more information. And it's funny because I got more information on the ASAP Rocky case and why he got off. Apparently, ASAP really was a liar and got caught on a video or whatever, basically trying to extort ASAP Rocky out of money. So that's why his ass got, that's why ASAP Rocky got off and hit the other one behind. That's what I was meaning to get to, was dealt the case, the verdict that he was dealt. So with this whole Diddy thing, like, we've known for years, well, not even years, decades, I've been talking about this. I told you 2026 makes 20 years I've been doing celebrity news and gossip. And for the most part, I'm just like, I've always heard things about Diddy, especially being at VH1 and working behind the scenes in the music industry and all this other stuff. And it's like, I've always heard things about him. I've always heard from people things about him. He was always, and I've never had the chance of meeting him, thank God. But from based over the things that I've heard in certain circles and regarding this man, I knew he was a POS. I knew he was a low down dirty dog. That's why I've always referred to him as the devil. And there's no way he's getting away with this. So these people who out here who continue to apologize for the diddler, I don't know what the hell's wrong with y'all. Stop always trying to, y'all trying to take a black man down. Da, 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 da. I'm like, not everybody, not all skin folk is kinfolk. And just because somebody black and successful and rich or whatever the case is, does not mean that they get a pass for doing harm, especially to their own people. Like, that should be the thing that y'all should be looking at. He's doing damage to his own people, trying to act like that he's gonna be this Pied Piper and help them with their careers when it was all self-serving at the end of the day. It was all to fatten his pockets, make him richer, make him more successful, put him further out in the spotlight. I don't mind if you want to be the face of the ad boy, but if you're not the talent, let the talent stand out and be the talent. Don't rip off your talent. Don't take advantage of your talent. Don't try to threaten and beat up on your talent or threaten to kill your talent, as some of them have come out and said that you have done to them, or in some cases, SA them. So I feel like this lawyer seen some of the paperwork, looked at some of the stuff, dotted all the I's, across all the T's, like, oh, hell no, I'm not going down with this shit. Like, I could definitely see, and I said SHIP, not the other word. I'm not going down with the Titanic. I definitely see the writings on the wall. This is not a winnable case. I don't care how many lawyers you got, how much money you have, and how much you want to rank around and talk about this is straight up racism. Because that's what he's also crying about, saying that, oh, well, because I'm black and they don't treat any other people in this way. And there could probably be some truth to that they're going hard on you. Because we've seen in certain places, there's certain people with a lot of money that are white and they can handle with kid gloves. There could have been many opportunities y'all could have locked Trump ass up, but y'all didn't do it. And look where we are. Now it's the same thing with Diddy. It's like, but y'all gonna really throw the book at him. And this is a reminder to a lot of you Negroes that like to run around, or a lot of you people of color in general that have money that always trying to have that thinking by assimilating to whiteness. It gives you a little bit of proximity to that world. And then, when the crap hits the fan, then you are reminded at the end of the day, you ain't nothing but a ninja. And this is his reality that he's getting, because a lot of y'all think just because if you have money, if you're a part of the 1%, if you get to hobnob with the elites, oh, they love you when you got the coins. But when it comes down to when you want a little extra piece of that pile, whatever the case is, oh no, they'll remind you, oh no, you're not a part of this mess. We don't want you in here with us. You go over there and get your stuff over there. But when you try to take a piece of what we've been colonizing, then it's a problem. We've seen it happen time and time again. So I could definitely see why he want to put out that application for withdrawal. And they basically said that his motion must be approved by a judge, and the attorney states that no delay in jury selection or the trial itself would transpire, which is good because I know he's probably going to pull that. But I lost an attorney, so therefore we have to delay the trial or whatever. I'm like, no. If you got 3 attorneys and one of them drop off and you still got the other 2, I'm sure they are well versed on all the stuff that has to go on with this case. And if the other one drop out and you have one left, then it's like, okay, well, then I guess they're going to get the extra workload. But there's no reason why everybody, like one person leaves and now you like, oh, or my third, because I don't have 3 lawyers, now I got 2. We need to postpone. I'm sure they all, like I said, I'm sure they all know what the tea is. There's no excuse. The trial is going ahead as planned because we got other cases we got to worry about. So I will definitely keep you abreast of this story as it develops. So I definitely want to hear from you all. What do you think of this story and the latest regarding Diddy's attorney saying that I quit? I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to go down with this ship, in the words of Dido. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Hey, Robert is here, so thank you for doing the show today. I went to the ER to have my gums abscessed and drained. I'm about to feel really loopy as I'm hot. Oh, come on, drugs. I'm like, Lord, what happened to your gums? Well, good to have you here, whether you are on or off the medication. Oh, so you said, oh, thank you. So you said his lawyer just spoke to the press and I watched the live. Basically, they can't, oh, child, what's the point? Like, y'all can't say nothing. I want to know what's happening to my man behind bars. Oh, did you hear the funny thing about Margaret Cho and what she said about Luigi Mangione? I'm gonna pull it up now because when I saw that, I was cackling. Because they went in on her because apparently she's a supporter of Luigi and she's doubling down. What she said, so they went and said she's being criticized on making a joke about the alleged United Healthcare CEO, Pal Power. Now, they said while there have been those who were horrified at the brazen shooting, many others have come to view Mangione as a hero. For them, he has become a symbol for the outrage and frustration with the nation's private health insurance industry, which I have been a staunch supporter of. That's why I'm team Luigi Mangione. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in nobody taking nobody's life or whatever case was, but sometimes you got to take a drastic measure to make a point because that hey, ho, ho, these fascists has got to go, that ain't enough sometimes. Sometimes you got to light a mother flower up in order, and I'm not encouraging things, but I'm saying what happens is, and people need to come to this realization, sometimes a drastic measure, act of violence, wakes the people up. That's the only way sometimes people understand it. Even like with bullies, you being like, well, that's when I say also with the when they go low, we go high. That BS that the Democrats have been doing. And that's why y'all still out here getting spanked while these Republicans are doing the crap, well, the GOP fascist idiot like the Elon Musk and all of them and the Trumpers are all following, is because you have to face a bully. You have to give back the same energy that a bully gives. So if a bully's mollywopping you, you don't just sit there and take it. Oh no, you knock them in the throat. And sometimes you got to do all of that. But what used to piss me off, and it still does to this day, every time I post something about Luigi Mangione, I be having that one bitch in my comments that be always talking about, oh well, if he wasn't looking the way he was looking, then y'all would have a it wouldn't be the same thing if he looked like I forgot what was the phrase that somebody said, but basically if he wasn't attractive, we'll just put it that way, then y'all would not have that same energy. And I called BS on that. I'm like, yeah, it does help that he's attractive. Attractiveness sells papers. It brings attention to things. That is a plus. That's the way, unfortunately, that's the way the media is. That's just the way that people do to grab attention. That's the plus side. But, and that's shallow people if that's all you're going to focus on. But if you dig deeper, which I am a deep thinker, I would like to think so. I looked at it as more than just a kid who's attractive. It was somebody who was just tired of the BS and being taken advantage of. So you worried about this CEO, this one person that's life was taken. But what about the thousands of other lives that have been taken by these healthcare industry people that don't want to pay out what they're supposed to pay out? If I'm buying into something with my insurance, hoping that they're going to cover whatever ailments that I have if I have a job, what's the point of you being there if you're going to deny it? It's basically one big scam. This is why people look at it like so many other countries are way more progressive than us in this whole situation because they have like free universal health care. Here they want to charge everybody for everything. I gotta pay to live. What kind of shit is that? So I was trying to look for what she said. Okay, so they said one such person is Cho, who commented on Mangione's eyebrows, body, and abs while on the Out 100 red carpet, an event run by Out Magazine, an award that awards the year's most impactful and influential LGBTQ plus people. Newsweek emailed spokespeople for Morgan and Cho and the office of Mangione's lawyer for comment on Monday outside the normal business. Why are they not saying? Wait, hold on. Let me see if they said what she said. Oh, actually, let me just play the clip. Hold on, because I got the video, and of course, oh, I see Luigi is actually trending on Twitter because it was so basically what the phrase was that she said he put the Riz in terrorists. That's what she said, and I was like, okay, sis, you're silly. But oh yeah, she was talking to Ricky Cornish. I'm gonna play that clip for y'all in case y'all didn't see it.
What are you holding space for right now?
The United Healthcare CEO shooter. I'm holding space for, as most people I know are, we're holding space for those eyebrows, that body, the abs.
What are you holding space for?
She is a mess, but I live. Of course, people are mad. Who's the people that are mad? Because you know what? First of all, fuck legacy media. Because of course, y'all are gonna protect the corporations over the actual American people. I found it funny. Oh well, you'll be alright, snowflakes. Okay, so they said, and our only new sighting video of him was that 4-second clip of him entering the courtroom. Well, I'm sure if I look, I'll see it. Oh, yeah, I saw that. The album is actually going to be over an hour. I think that's great. That finally we're getting a record that's not a half damn hour. So, this is the Goggles on Japanese edition is 58 and the iTunes version is 65. This is iTunes version. Why is everything so damn, like, so many different things? I don't like this idea of a song on so many different things. The Target version got a different song. The Japanese version got a different song. This one, it's like so annoying with all of that. Can y'all just put all the stuff on the records and stop trying to be greedy? You said, since they add all 3 music videos on iTunes. Well, first of all, when I'm on Apple Music, and I listened to some of the 2 songs from the Gaga record, they have they put the music videos attached to it. So I've been saying that the new Tate album is only 42 minutes long. Couldn't get past track 4. Funny enough, Robert said he liked it, and I listened to it. I actually listened to it after I saw that message because I was like, well, I'm putting a show together. I was like, let me just put it on. And so I listened to it. There's a couple of good songs on there. It does get a bit repetitive at times with the production, but but it's a solid, I guess, debut into the pop space for her. I was hoping that she was going to get a little bit past like Sabrina Carpenter, because I feel like Sabrina Carpenter, while it's great, she won her Grammys. I did not like the Short and Sweet album. I felt like it's a bit overrated. There's a couple of songs on that album that I think is cute or whatever, but I got bored with it. But I could definitely see where the direction they're trying to go with that. I just felt like that whole album was put together. That's that's a touring record. That's what that is. So I could definitely see like they're looking to like she's gonna perform a lot of those songs when she's on tour, especially having those little the dance breaks and all that stuff. You can even tell with the way they position some of how they did some of the tracks that it's like, okay, the dance breakdown is definitely going in there. So it felt very that. Okay, so now where we going? All right, child, let's get into TD Jakes, because child, apparently the word on the street is that he out here pulling a Bishop Eddie Long. Remember her? I don't want to speak ill of the DEAD, but Eddie Long was notorious with the menses. So they said mega church pastor TD Jakes has formally denied allegations he SA'd former pastor Dwayne Youngblood when he was a teenager, or his older brother, Pastor Richard Edwin Youngblood, in a recent response to a motion seeking to dismiss a defamation lawsuit against his accusers. Now, former pastor Dwayne Youngblood, who's 58, accused Jakes, 67, in a podcast last year of attempting to corner and involuntarily kiss him over 40 years ago. Now, last month, Youngblood filed a motion to strike a defamation complaint. His brother, Richard, filed an affidavit in support of Dwayne's motion and claimed the megachurch donor preyed upon him years ago when they shared a hotel room during a ministry bid, alleging similar conduct to his brother's original accusation. Richard wrote in his affidavit, Jake secured a room with 2 beds in it, and we went to the room for the night. The night while I was laying in bed, I felt Elder Jakes climb into my bed. Were you swallowed? Okay, let me stop joking. Let me take this seriously. Because this begs, ever since I heard him say swallowed, I was like, it's in my head. It's been living rent free in my damn head. So they said, he pressed his body against mine and asked Youngblood, do you feel that? He was referencing his erection that he was pressing against my backside. He said, I got up out of bed in complete shock, and he also got up from the opposite side and met me. He grabbed me by my arms and pulled me to him and started trying to kiss me. At this point, I cannot believe what has happened to me. Now, Jakes denied his initial allegations and gave rise to his defamation claim and those of the brothers in support of his motion to strike. He branded their claims a campaign of lies and said the brothers are trying to extort $6 million from him, and insisted he has never harbored carnal desires for these men. Well, if you didn't carnal desires for those men, have you ever harbored any desire for any man? Any man, old man, this man, that man. Remember that from Jackass? I think that was like an episode of when they did the episode of, I think, Castle 227, when they went on Family Feud. It's like an old man, any man, somebody's man, the handy man. That whole situation. Y'all know the clip if y'all look it up on the social media. But anyway, so they said Jake has a net worth of over $20 million and is best known as the senior pastor at the Potter's House, a megachurch in Dallas, Texas, that is the 10th largest in the U.S. with a weekly attendance of around 17,000 people. He is an advocate for sexual abstinence in his teachings, and in 2015, President Barack Obama praised him, telling Variety, what makes Bishop Jake special is no matter what your station in life, he's there to speak with you, to pray with you, and to see you as an equal in the eyes of the Lord. Now, Richard Youngblood's affidavit detailing his alleged experience in the hotel was filed to support his younger brother Dwayne's motion to strike the defamation complaint, with several other men also making sworn affidavits to support Dwayne's motion. Now, after serving time in prison for sexual offense of a minor, Youngblood first came forward in October in podcast interviews with Larry Reed with claims Jakes assaulted him when he was 18 and 19 years old. He claimed that the attack came when he was speaking with Jakes for around 2 hours at the home of an elderly female clergy woman when Jakes then tried to kiss him. The next morning, Youngblood claimed Jakes called his home while sitting in a bathtub, intimated that he wanted a relationship. He says to me without any hesitation, there's three things I need you to do. The first one is when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. This is what Youngblood claimed to read. The second one is you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. Now, days later, Jake said Youngblood's attorney sent him a letter demanding $6 million to resolve this matter quickly and privately. Otherwise, he would bring a lawsuit against Jake for sexual assault and harassment. Well, if this is the actual truth or whatever, then where is that letter? That letter needs to be, this is one of the brothers and there's the other one, needs to be brought up in the courts. Now, I will say this. Do I believe this story? I don't know. There's a possibility that it could be true. We know there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing that exist in the church, especially these mega churches, which are, and quiet as it's kept, I think all of these churches ain't nothing but a damn scam. You know, me growing up, raised Roman Catholic and seeing the hypocrisy of organized religion and the way these people act, where it's like y'all condemn homosexuality, but 9 times out of 10, we hear about the priests, we hear about the pastors, we hear about the bishops, we hear a lot of these people that be in, that have these positions of power that low key be getting down with men while they got wives at home. So they getting down with these men on the side. So it could be possible. I don't know. I mean, look, this ain't the first time that TD Jakes has been hit with a "how you doing" claim. Remember that him and there was stories about him and the Diddler, how TD Jakes was often seen at Diddy's freak-offs. That's the alleged story that's been going around. Apparently, they try to, I guess, confuse him with Reginald Vell Johnson. People can't tell TD Jakes from Carl Winslow over at Family Matters, saying that they seen one of them being bent over and touching their toe, I guess being spit roasted. I don't know. So I don't put nothing past these hypocritical ass church folk who sit up in here and sing from their pulpit about well, I don't know if TD Jakes has ever said anything homophobic. I don't follow him like that. I don't watch a lot of these hypocritical ass mega pastors. Him, that other one that wanted to keep people out of his mega church that's the size of the football stadium. What's his name? Joel Osteen. I used to like, well, I only watched him because when I was growing up, my mother used to watch a lot of Joel Osteen, and I was sitting there like, then after I heard that story, I said, I'm not surprised that, you know, he would show that other side of himself. So they're all about saving. It's the bottom line. It's all about saving what they got. So I don't know if this is true, but it's funny how you talk about, oh, you're going to be the only one I sleep with because I don't want to give my wife anything. What, you was planning on raw dogging his booty cheeks? Because there's no guarantee that you're not going to end up with something just because you're sleeping with your wife and you sleeping with a man. You thinking you're not going to automatically, I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and say, like, we carry HIV and all this other stuff, because 9 times out of 10, if you look at the statistics, the people that's getting HIV more so, the demographic, it's women, and it's not from the homosexuals. It's a lot of it is y'all doing other stuff, and y'all passing it amongst each other. So, but they want to blame the gays, and they want to always say, like, HIV is a gay man's disease, which it isn't. It's like, y'all need to do your research. So, that's the thing that pisses me off. A lot of y'all be trying to tell the homosexuals they need to change their ways. It's a sin. You're going to hell. But then y'all be the same ones while you shouting on the rooftop your little homophobia, be bending over and touching your damn toes when ain't nobody in that damn, you know, sitting in them on the bench in the church, praising God and all that good stuff. So I will definitely keep y'all guys abreast of the story as it develops. Now, in regards of the money, good luck trying to get there. But I should also say, you know, I'm not going to only tell a side of the story because I forgot to mention that TD Jakes, I was almost about to exit out of this. TD Jakes has spoken out. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even get to his side of the story yet. But I'm ready to get up out of here. Look at Miss Charlemagne. What they call her? Charlemagne the Goddess. Now, he said that this is not, that this allegation is not only ludicrous, He said it's a bold-faced lie. He said, to be clear, while I occasionally traveled to Pennsylvania around 1986 to preach at area churches that were part of the Greater Emmanuel International Fellowship Network, I never tried to corner, grab, or kiss any teenagers. I never phoned Dwayne Youngblood to proposition him for sex in exchange for financial support, and I never groomed, SA'd, well, there's two essays. There's the abused and the assaulted, and engaged in predatory conduct of a sexual nature towards Dwayne Youngblood. I never apologized to Youngblood for any such conduct because it did not happen. He also, well, Dwayne claimed in the motion to strike James's defamation suit that since he came forward last year, he has been receiving threats from individuals associated with the plaintiff, including his son. Now, in response to the motion, Jakes fervently denied the allegations against him and submitted an 8-page affidavit, saying, I have reviewed the affidavits of Dwayne Youngblood and Richard Youngblood submitted in support of the motion to dismiss. The statements in these affidavits purport to describe situations where I harbored carnal desires for these men. These statements are knowingly and flagrantly false. So, and he also says, I'm repulsed by these defamatory accusations and the $6 million extortion letter I received from Dwayne Youngblood's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Oh, Tyrone Blackburn's over here. And they said, for years, I've been counseled to ignore the constant stream of low-level smears against my reputation. However, the emotional and physical toll of this coordinated campaign of lies designed to damage my reputation and legacy has become overwhelming. The pain it has caused my wife of 43 years and my 5 children, whom I've always loved, nurtured, and provided for is simply too much to bear. Every person has a breaking point. I reach mine. I authorize my lawsuit. I authorize this lawsuit because I can no longer remain silent. Well, look, that's what the whole courts is for, is the fact that, you know what, we are supposed, well, they always say, if you've been abused, male or female, we should believe the abusers, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to blindly believe them. It means that basically they're going to have their day in court. You know, whoever, if you are a victim of abuse, you have your day in court, you talk this out, y'all figure out what y'all going to do. I don't know how you're going to prove a whole situation of something that happened 40 years ago and how you're going to get money out of it. But it just goes to show that these days it seems like anybody could just be out here filing lawsuits against anybody and expect to get a payout. I'm all for people speaking their truth in regards of abuse or whatever the case is, but look, that's up to the courts to figure out how they're going to work all this out. So if TD feels that it was like, I didn't do that, then you prove that in court, and then the other two, you do what you got to do, and when y'all get y'all day in court. So I will definitely keep you guys abreast of this story as it develops, but I definitely want to hear from you. What do you think of this story? Do you believe that TD Jakes was out here swallowing them boys 40 years ago? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, he was swallowed up. How you doing? All right, so now let's go from one alleged abuser to another, and let's talk about Michael. Because apparently, I don't know who asked for this, but I think we kind of knew that this was coming. But I forgot, apparently. So we're getting a sequel to Leaving Neverland called Surviving Neverland. And I believe it's going to be more insight into what had happened between James Safechuck and Wade Robson. So 6 years after Leaving Neverland gave Wade Robson and James Safechuck a platform to share shocking Child, let me try that again, because apparently I'm getting tongue-tied today. Now, 6 years after Leaving Neverland gave Wade Robson and James Safechuck a platform to share shocking accounts of Michael Jackson's alleged SA of them, and so there's a lot of S's in that damn sentence. The two men are once again taking to the documentary format to talk about their experiences. Now, as confirmed by Variety on Thursday, February 20th, a new project called Surviving Michael Jackson will serve as a sequel to HBO's Bombshell 2019 two-parter, in which Robson and Safechuck first described in graphic detail how the late King of Pop allegedly did some inappropriate things to them, because it's not what they're using. They're using the M word, so I'm not going to use it. Rhymes with rested at his Neverland ranch in California when they were both minors. Accusations Jackson's estate has continuously and emphatically denied. Now, airing March 18th on the UK's Channel 4, the hour-long follow-up will catch up with the two men as they share how they fared against the public's varying responses to their allegations since Leaving Neverland aired, with Dan Reed returning as director. Now, this time around, though, HBO is not involved. In 2019, Jackson's estate sued the network for $100 million over claims the documentary violated a 27-year-old non-disparagement clause from a 1992 concert for the Icon's Dangerous World Tour. The case was sent to private arbitration that year and still pending as of September. Now, Robson and Samchuk have been open to the stresses of coming forward with their allegations against Jackson in adulthood, having spent the past decade pursuing civil lawsuits. When Leaving Neverland first came out, Robson told the Associated Press that he experienced so much pushback and adversity in relation to telling the truth, but that ultimately the documentary had been a therapeutic experience for him. The duo make up just two of several accusers who have alleged abuse claims against Jackson before and after his 2009 death. Now, Jackson was never convicted or held legally liable on any of those claims. However, he and his estate have always maintained his total innocence. Now, I was going to say that with this whole situation, we're going to get to see this. Like, I don't know if I even want to watch it, because I'm not going to hold you. I didn't even see Leaving Neverland. I never watched it. I never cared to watch it. I think it was like a couple of years. And didn't it come around the time that Michael Jackson was dead? Like, Michael Jackson's been dead for 15 years. So I'm looking back on him, it's like, okay, the man is not here to defend himself. He is 6 feet deep, and y'all out here with these accusations. Now, if stuff happened to, as I said before in the previous story that we just did about TD Jakes, when it comes down to it, we should believe victims, but it does not mean that we should blindly believe victims, meaning that, oh, you was abused, so automatically the other person is guilty. It's like, that's what court cases is for, whatever, however they handle that. I don't know. I'm not a sex crimes prosecutor, so I don't know the ins and outs of how all that stuff works. Maybe I need to call up Sunny Hostin, like I know her. Like, we need to ask her some tea in regards of how this whole situation works. But for the most part, it's like, no. They have a right to, give their opinion on it, and I guess how they're holding up. Of course, they're going to get a lot of pushback from the Michael Jackson fans. I'm sure mostly from the people, because I feel like with Michael Jackson, I feel like he's loved more so over in Europe. Like, overseas, I feel like people love Michael Jackson still, versus in America. America is so fickle. America, I don't feel like really holds celebritydom to in the same regard as like Europeans. Like, they worship the ground that Michael Jackson walks on. They just love, he's the king of pop. They love the music. They still dress up like him. So I feel like when that Michael Jackson movie comes out, it will do well overseas. But in America, I don't know. The way that a lot of our people here are so fickle when it comes to you like an artist the next minute, you can't stand them the next, and within the same hour of each other. I don't know. It's just weird. But for this whole situation, I don't know. I guess we won't. I don't know if there's any distributor that would be okay with wanting to pick this up, especially after HBO was hit with that $100 million lawsuit. So I'm like, let the Brits handle it. Let them get that stray. And who knows, what I'm hoping that'll happen is that somebody will actually record it and upload it to YouTube, and I can watch it for free. So I feel this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Are you planning on watching this Leaving Neverland sequel, where we have Wade Robson and James Sapechuk giving an update on what they've had to endure since coming out with these accusations that Michael Jackson did some things to them when they were younger? The man is not here where he could prove himself that he was guilty or innocent. Like, I don't know what closure they're planning on getting by the lawsuit, because, like I said, Michael's not here to defend himself. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. All right, y'all. So now let's move on to our next topic. Child, what is wrong with me? Apparently, I'm getting tongue-tied. But let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about Angela Bassett, who did a recent interview with Town & Country and gave, in my opinion, I don't know, people was apparently offended by what she said in regards of not winning an Oscar, that she was snubbed. I know people hate the word snub. It was snubbed. She was snubbed, I should say. And was given to Jamie Lee Curtis. A lot of people thought she was a shoo-in. I thought she was a shoo-in. Everybody was talking about she was a shoo-in. And then they said, and the winner is for Best Supporting Actress that year, Jamie Lee Curtis, the year of Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I think that was like, 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken? And then Jamie Lee Curtis got it, and everybody was out there critiquing Angela Bassett's facial expression, or because she didn't clap. She didn't get up and clap. So she finally explained what had happened and how she was feeling. And I don't feel no waste time by what she said. She said what she said. So Angela Bassett recently told Town and Country magazine that she was deserving of the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Bassett was nominated in 2023, but lost to Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Her stoic reaction, as Curtis's name was called, went viral on social media. She said, quote, "I found it interesting." And this is what she said of the loss and the reaction that ensued. "Interesting that I wouldn't be allowed to be disappointed at an outcome where I thought I was deserving." She says, "I love applauding people, but in that moment, no. I have put in the time, put in the work, overtime. I didn't think that was a gift. I thought it was a given." Now, Bassett earned critical acclaim for her performance as Queen Ramonda in the Black Panther sequel, which made her the first actor to be Oscar nominated from a Marvel movie. Prior to the Academy Awards, Bassett picked up supporting actress wins at the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Award, but the race remained somewhat open after Curtis won the SAG Award and Kerry Condon won the BAFTA for The Banshees of Inisherin. Curtis prevailed at the Oscars. So then she went on to say, because let me change it, because yeah, that looked like the face she gave when Jamie Lee Curtis got that damn Oscar instead of her. I was like, oh no, bitch, how dare y'all vote that? I mean, I'll give my opinion and say I'm just joking. But she was like, I was gobsmacked. I was. This is what she told Oprah last year about losing the Oscar. She said, "I thought I handled it very well. That was my intention, to handle it very well. It was, of course, a supreme disappointment, and disappointment is human. So I thought, yes, I was disappointed and I handled it like a human being." She also went on to say, "There was going to be these moments of disappointments that you'll experience, but how do you handle yourself in the midst of them? We're going to smile. We're going to be gracious. We're going to be kind. We're going to party anyway." So here's the thing. I know people are pissed off online because she said what she says, like, yeah, I was deserving. And you want to know something? I love that she said this because I get so tired of a lot. Oh, it was an honor being nominated. Oh, it was so great that, oh, I wanted to win, but it was like, oh, no, I have to be gracious because I have to be like diplomatic and whatever. But I'm like, I'm in my feelings. Fuck that. I'm in my feelings. I'm like, first of all, I did a great job. No shade to Jamie Lee Curtis. I liked her and everything, everywhere, all at once. But I do not think her performance was worthy enough of a damn Oscar. I felt like that was a sympathy given. To me, I think if we was going to talk about Best Supporting Actress from Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, I would have given it to Stephanie Hsu before I gave it to Jamie Lee Curtis. I feel like y'all gave it to her because she's been acting for like what, 40 years at that point? Because I think like her breakthrough was Halloween. I don't know if that was her first movie. I know she's acted before then, but her big breakout role was in 1978 with Halloween. So she's been making movies for over 4 decades. So y'all probably felt, you know what, Nepo baby, she's been around for a long time. She played her dues. Nobody's taken away from the fact that yes, Jamie Lee Curtis is a phenomenal actress. But like I said before, I truly believe that the award should have been given to Stephanie Hsu if y'all were going to bypass somebody, because Angela Bassett definitely deserved that award. She ate as Queen Ramonda, especially that scene where you see this picture. Y'all already know the scene. This is what she was nominated for, and they knew it. And the thing with the Oscars, they always try to act like we're so progressive, we're so this and we're so. I'm like, y'all a bunch of pompous, bougie ass wannabe know-it-alls, because I be looking at sometime with these nominations and award, like even with Emilia Perez, I'm sitting like 13 nominations for that movie. Really? Did y'all not watch that film? That shit, Emilia Perez is one of the worst movies I've seen in 2024. So I don't know how the hell that got 13 nominations. I could understand if we're gonna give it to Carla Sofia Gascon because I thought it definitely ate as the role that she did. But I'm sitting there with those stupid ass musical numbers. The songs were terrible. The singing was terrible. The visual, it was just a bad movie. But Carla did a great job. And I'm all for showing different iterations of trans people. Trans people are not a monolith. So I know people are pissed off. This is not an accurate depiction of trans people. Like, what do you know? Who are you to determine what an accurate depiction of a trans woman? That's like saying this is not an accurate depiction of black people. It's like, we're not a monolith. When you are a minority, we're not a monolith. There's all different aspects of us. There's different monoliths in regards of, not monoliths. There's different sides of homosexuals, lesbians, trans, black people, Latinos, Asians. Like there's different. Everybody don't do or just like one little specific situation. So I don't feel no way sad about what Angela said. I don't know why people getting all upset about she need to be humble. She need to be modest. Fuck modesty. What the hell does modesty get you? It don't get you nowhere. Sorry. That's like that crap of when they go low, we go high. Screw that. Why I gotta dim my situation and my feelings? Why I gotta be all demure and mindful, knowing full on well I should be giving that damn award. Everybody was saying you got it in the bag. We all knew it. The people at home were saying like, this is hers to win. She cannot lose this. And then all of a sudden they call the wrong name. And we've seen many award shows do this, where it's like, they didn't deserve to win the Oscar for that film. They should have got it for something else. And then y'all kind of give like these what's the damn, I forgot the term, but it's sort of like, okay, it's like a sympathy award. Oh, we screwed up because we know we should have gave you that film, I mean the award for that movie, but we're going to give it to you next year because we screwed up. It's kind of like with Leonardo DiCaprio. We all know Leonardo DiCaprio is a phenomenal actor. There's been many a films he should have been getting an Oscar for, and y'all overlooked. Y'all gave it to him for The Revenant. I'm like, that wasn't even his best role. He should have got it for The Wolf of Wall Street, if you ask me, and many other films that he's done. Same thing with Beyonce. We all know that the Cowboy Carter is not the album of the year she should have got for it. She should have got it for Lemonade and Renaissance. But y'all want to give it to Cowboy Carter because y'all realize y'all fucked up. And then, of course, Jay-Z had to go on that little rant he went on when he got his award. And then, of course, y'all felt bad. So, okay, we got to give it to her this year. So it just, y'all be getting it wrong. It's the same thing I said about Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, everybody knows she should have got it for playing Celie in The Color Purple. Y'all gave it to her for being a comedy relief and Ghost. So the Oscars, all these other these situations don't get it right. And to me, I don't feel like what she's feeling and how she felt is taking away from Jamie Lee Curtis's win. And we'll say this, Angela Bassett went and got an Oscar. She got an honorary Oscar. But that's sort of like a there, good job. Like, you've been around for a long time. We'll just give you one just to shut you up. Because we realize we've hooked up. So now we're going to give you the Oscar. Fuck an honorary Oscar. What the hell I'm going to do with that? I'm going to wipe my ass with this. Like, I want to be acknowledged for, I mean, I'll take it still. I put it on my toilet, on the top of the toilet. Yeah, I put it in my bathroom or wherever. I'll still take the award. But it's like, honor me for my work. And we already know, like, when it comes to minorities, especially, Black people, or I'll just say minorities in general, we always got to work twice as hard to be seen as just as good when a lot of you white folks out here be just giving mediocrity and celebrating it. So for those people out there, I mean, you can have your we can have our differences of opinion and all that other stuff in regards of whether you feel like she was being a little egomaniacal. But I think at the end of the day, I don't look at it as her having a huge ego. I think she's being honest. She's being human. She's acknowledging her emotions. And I feel like we need to do that more. Especially, I would love to see more artists be like that. We need more artists who are not afraid to just be like, you know what? While the normal thing would be just, oh, it was an honor to be nominated. But no, I was pissed. I was devastated. I felt like I was going to win that award and I deserved to win it. And what's wrong with saying that? So for people who feel like, that she should have been a little bit more honest. Clearly, you ain't never won nothing in your damn life. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Did y'all read the Town and Country interview in full, or what are your overall thoughts on how she handled this? I applaud anybody who has got the balls to be honest about how they was feeling at the time of the situation when we all were saying it. Now she's saying it out loud and people is pissed. But we was all saying that she should have won that year. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I was like, I hope I got everything I need to say out in that one. You said Jamie was in the much better movie. That's why she won. Well, I did like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I just don't think that she should have won that. I just don't think she should have won for that. Now, if anything, I would have said if they would have nominated Jamie Lee Curtis for The Last Showgirl, which I hear she's phenomenal in, but she didn't even get acknowledged for an award this year. That would have been like, okay, I could have seen them do that. And she wasn't bad at Everything Everywhere All at Once. They think because she had like her titties was hanging down to her stomach and she wasn't looking attractive, then she should have got it. And that's the reason why she should have won, and it's because she put on hot dog figures. Now I will say Michelle Yeoh definitely deserved her Oscar She should have won. This was one of those moments where people question the Oscars' credibility. Exactly. And that's why I was making the point about not only the Oscars, but the Grammys and so many other these major awards. Like a lot of the decisions y'all make with the choice, I'm like, huh? Really? Oh, but like, and I said that. I said even in Everything Everywhere All at Once, I would have given it to Stephanie Shu before I give it to some damn not Angela Bassett, because Angela would always be my number one. But if y'all was going to give it to Angela Bassett, I could totally understand Stephanie Shu. I don't think people would have been that upset. But then it was a head scratcher when it came to Jamie Lee. I'm like, really? Maybe she had a more entertaining speech. I don't know why they chose what they chose, but people in Hollywood, y'all are weird. Anyway, yeah, well, that too. That was another one. She definitely should have won for playing Tina Turner. And we said that. And funny how that slipped my damn brain. But I do agree. She definitely should have won for Tina Turner. And then she should have won many times. Angela Bassett's been acting for a long, like she's been around since the 80s. So this is a long time coming. Roger Norris said Liam's dad owes him an apology. Yeah, I believe it. And I don't know if did I mention that yesterday, because I said that he went after Liam's father because Liam's father, I guess, was trying to sue him or something and he does owe his son, and he does owe Roger. I truly believe that he owes Roger an apology. I mean, not Roger. Roger is owed an apology from Liam's father, because it's like at some point y'all got to take responsibility for your own damn kid and not put it off on other people. They don't want to talk. They don't want Black people to thrive in roles that they see as a threat. Let it be a dehumanizing role, such as playing a slave on it. Exactly. Or playing like the worst mother on the planet. Hey, Monique. They be quick to do that. I was like, what the hell was that? Oh, I was looking. See, this is why I shouldn't go to my stuff. But it was something I was looking for, because I know I screenshotted something. Oh, yeah, there was something I had to bring up when I talk about Zachary Levi. So I was like, let me find that. Yes, Jamie also comes from Hollywood Boys. That's why I said both her parents, Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. She's a Nepo baby. So, it's funny. But there's always been Nepo babies, right? So was Liza Minnelli. Her parents were hugely famous. I guess the director of Leaving Neverland couldn't find more. Okay, because you going after the same two. Well, this kind of got me side-eyeing this whole documentary. Y'all can keep that shit in the UK. Jamie's role was actually a big risk. And apparently it paid off because she got the Oscar. Yeah, Angela should have won for Tina Turner. Secret powers and Hollywood be flexing. I'm happy Angela spoke her truth, because it's not fair. And I hate the fact that whenever people, especially if you're a woman, a Black woman, you say something, you're seen as arrogant. You need to humble yourself. Why? Why I gotta dim my emotions because it makes you uncomfortable? Glenn Close hasn't won after 7 nominations. Just saying. Well, I don't know. Well, look, I'm sure Angela was sitting when she said what she said, but I don't think she needed to sit down. Look, I like Glenn Close too, and Glenn Close should have won, but she was asked a question, she answered it on her emotion, because the thing with Glenn Close is Glenn Close wasn't called out for not clapping or not standing up because she didn't get the Oscar and it was given to somebody else. I said award shows only get the attention the audience gives them. I also think Angela should have won for What's Love Got to Do with It. Agreed. Well, everybody says that was the Oscar she should have won for that. Was she even nominated? I don't remember. But yeah, she should have gotten the Oscar for that. And I wonder who was nominated during that time too. All right. Now let's go from one person with lots of talent to somebody with no talent. Well, 2 people with no talent. Let's talk about Kim and Northwest, who apparently Kim is mad because people was out here dragging her daughter or criticizing her daughter for that horrible ass performance of I Just Can't Wait to Be King. When she did that Lion King musical, child, I've seen drag race musicals performances better than what that crap was. But we're not supposed to speak ill of the children. But I tell you this, if you put your child in the spotlight for whatever little vanity reason, your child is going to get critiqued. If y'all going to critique Blue Ivy and come for her mid-ass dancing during the earlier stages of the Renaissance tour, And she actually took that. And she took the critiques and actually worked at being a better performer. And now you can't tell Blue Ivy nothing. Then you need to tell your little mid-ass child to get her behind up and actually put some effort in what she's doing. But when you got two egomaniacal lunatic for parents, and you don't know no damn better, because you feel like the world just gonna be given to you if your mother gives a little coins here, there, and everywhere, and talk about, well, we'll film it for the reality show, because that's what this was on. This is on the Kardashians. I don't know not one person that watches this damn show, but apparently the media continues to put these stories out, and then, of course, because I be so livid over the BS that come out of this broad's mouth, I end up having to talk about it. So Kim Kardashian has addressed the backlash defending North's musical theater debut against the negative reactions. So on the latest episode of Hulu's The Kardashians, which came out yesterday, the reality star clapped back, if that's what you want to call it, at critics of her eldest daughter's stage presence and vocal chops, which North showcased as Simba in the May 2024 production, saying she's so proud of herself. She did such a great job, and anyone that is hating on a kid is just a hater. She's not there to be Mariah Carey. And then she said, and if anyone wants to hate on a child that is having the time of their lives, F you. Well, fuck you too, bitch. Because first of all, there's this one thing I can't stand when people call something hate. I don't know you well enough to even hate you, let alone your child. Take care less. However, when you doing something and you got people out here complaining because it's like, well, y'all could have found some people with talent that could actually play that performance. She got up there where it looked like she got like that little costume off Temu, put that on, went down to the thing, singing off key, and then people are criticizing it. What world does she think that we live in? Like, y'all live in this bubble in Calabasas, and then that because you have a team of people that you employ that blow smoke up y'all asses, and that's a whole lot of asses 24/7, that you think that the rest of the world is supposed to do the same thing. We're not in your employment, sis. So people are going to come out and say the things that they say. And I don't know. It's an extent in what I'm talking about in regards of criticism. When I was a kid growing up and I did school plays and all this other stuff, if I wasn't good, yeah, I got the criticisms. But what I did was she wasn't born yet, but I pulled the Blue Ivy. I worked my behind off because that's what you were taught. You work at getting better as a performer. So why she got to be exempt? Because she's a Kardashian West? Because she's got two celebrity famous parents? And we're supposed to praise mediocrity? That's not how the world works. You can praise mediocrity because that's what you made your bones on. Well, actually, you made your bones spreading your legs for every black piece of peen that you can get your hands on. But for the most part, and then was able to parlay that into success in other things, which is Skin's line and all that other stuff. Because that pussy do pay the bills. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you out here trying to do. But for the most part, you're talking about F you for somebody coming out of the child. What you're not going to do is weaponize the fact that she's a kid to gain sympathy and empathy. That's not what that's going to be, sis. Sorry. So you can slice that whichever way you want to do it. But what people feel like that it's not fair because you snagged this role because of your famous parents. But there was another thing that I saw too. And shout out to Ethan Hawke, even though, you know what, some people will say, your child is a Nepo baby, her damn son. But I will say this, at least Maya Hawke was out here working to become the talent that she is. Because she recently said something or another about how now the industry is all about, and this is, I guess, a good topic to bring up since we talk about the Kardashians, that the industry is now all about, they're not even trying to look for the next Tom Cruise, Charlize Theron, Angela Bassett, Denzel Washington. Like, the new celebrity is somebody who, you know, how many followers you have on Instagram. So yeah, so Ethan Hawke recently did an interview with Happy Sad Confused, and I like Happy Sad Confused because he just recently did an interview with Theo James where he was talking about Divergent, the franchise and everything, which I thought was really good. He also recently did an interview with Keanu Reeves and Francis Lawrence, the director, about, you know, because it's the 20th anniversary of Constantine. So he's been getting a lot of really good interviews. But he was asked recently about how the industry, because Maya Hawke made a comment, something or another, is like, yeah, they want to cast people based on how many followers you have on social media. And so, he was recently asked in an interview where about his daughter's comments, and he said, I don't care about Instagram. Well, she said, I don't care about Instagram. Instagram sucks. Right? Well, just so you know, if you have over this many followers, you can get the movie funded. It's really confusing line to walk. And so her father was like, I really feel for these people. It's really hard. Sometimes I'll be setting a movie up and someone will say, oh, you should cast Susie. And I'm like, who is she? She has 10 million followers. I'm like, okay, cool. Has she acted before? And they say, no, but, and you're like, wow, so this is going to help me get the movie made? Like, this is crazy. And then continued on to say, so if I don't have this public facing platform, I don't have a career. And if I get more followers, I might get that part. What? And so he also said that, that a lot of people think that so many young actors think being an actor is protein shakes and going to the gym. And maybe that's a requirement if you're a superhero. If you want to be in a Marvel movie, if you want to be in a DC movie, yeah, it's part of the protein shakes and the workout and all other stuff. That is part of the package. But you got to also know how to act. So I don't know why people think that, oh yeah, because I'm pretty, because I got body, and that I could blow air out my ass, and in each direction I could find somebody that got a tighter body. But that doesn't mean you have a talent. There's a lot of, so I don't understand this whole mindset. And this is where I feel like this is going in relations to Kim Kardashian. And you know what? She's another one. What acting experience does she really have? She got a lot of her gigs based off of her popularity. That's all around when it started. Because I remember like me growing up in the 90s, well, I would say in the 2000s, Paris Hilton getting movie roles when she was in the House of Wax. Even though and I remember now I tolerate her, but back then I couldn't stand Paris Hilton. But I love that scene in the House of Wax, and I know they put that in that movie, and I can't tell you how many people was happy when she got killed, because it was that whole. We were still at that time of you have to have an actual talent to be, a star or famous, and there was a lot of pushback with that. I think it's still existing, but now I think it's become the norm. But back then in the 2000s, I was like, we tolerated a little bit. But then when you started trying to pop up in our films, and now it's gotten even worse. So now you're putting all these influencers and things, you put them in movies and you're giving them hosting gigs and TV shows and stuff. And it's like, do they have a personality though? It's like anybody can run their damn mouth, but can you work a crowd? Can you do all of that stuff? So, and I do agree that, you know what, Kim, when it came to Kim, that Northwest probably got that job, that part, because they knew if you go and say, well, Northwest, Kim Kardashian's daughter, is going to be performing, that gets more butts in seats. That gets more people to show, because there's this obsession that apparently we have with infamy. I won't even say fame. I'm going to say infamy, because the way that these kids run around, because so-and-so's on TikTok, and I'm like, okay, like that makes you famous because you running your mouth on TikTok. I just post my clips from this show on my TikTok, but it's like when you be looking at people, and and I will say that there's some people that do a phenomenal job at putting things together, like the music and edits and videos and all this stuff. Like there's really good people people that are really talented at putting stuff together with their TikToks. But then there's just some that just like, what the hell? Like, get off, and somebody need to take your phone and just throw it in a meat grinder. That's what they need. Like, you should have access to the internet sometimes. So I say all this to say, because I was like wondering, because I was planning on using that Ethan Hawke story, but then I was like, you know what? Now I was like, but I didn't feel like that alone anybody would care about. But I was like, oh, I could attach what he said to match it with what Kim in this whole situation is happening with that, then that would actually work as a fatter, adding more fat to the bone or meat, a little fat around me, because I do love a little fat on my meat, especially if it's, ribs and things. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards of Kim saying that y'all a bunch of damn haters for coming for her non-singing ass child doing this performance clearly for the reality show? And I guess to help boost numbers for people to get butts in OC, because y'all wasn't going to watch it with no regular smelly little girl. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. And now, so since we're gonna go from that, let's go to this other Kim story, and then I'll get to the comments. Apparently, Kim is being sued. So we could attach all this together since we still talking about Miss Kimberly. They say that because she shared a picture of a man on social media and said he was on death row, and it wasn't the right damn photo. This is why I always said that the Armenian Harriet Tubman of prison reform ain't nothing but a damn fraud. So Kim Kardashian's been sued for defamation after she shared a photo of a New York man on social media and falsely identified him as a death row inmate found guilty of a double homicide in Texas. Now, in a new lawsuit filed Thursday in LA, Ivan A. Cantu claims Kardashian caused him severe emotional distress and public humiliation when she blasted his name and photo out of her 850 million followers on February 26, 2024, without his consent. Now, in the post, she identified Cantu as the same Ivan Cantu who was scheduled to die by lethal injection 2 days later. The inmate she meant to post was convicted of the gunshot murders of his cousin and his cousin's fiance in Dallas. That Cantu maintained his innocence for more than 20 years up to his execution on February 28, 2024. Kardashian's statement was false because Cantu was residing in the state of New York and was not in the state of Texas, had not committed a crime, and was not about to be executed, the new lawsuit obtained by Rolling Stone reads. Kardashian's statement that Cantu was on death row in the state of Texas for committing murder was untrue and demonstrably false. I was like, that was a tongue twister. The lawsuit includes a copy of the Instagram post as an exhibit. The state will execute Ivan Cantu in 2 days. The post reads, please sign a petition and demand that Collin County DA Greg Willis request to withdraw the execution date. And look, so we all know that she's become a noted activist in the field of prison reform. This is something that I guess you got to jump on because, everybody needs a tax write-off, I guess. So for her to jump on this whole situation, I look, a lot of people say, well, at least she's helping and she's doing something. I side eye the whole damn thing the whole damn time. I don't trust nothing with these Nepo billionaire robber baron types that is all about keeping the grift going, keeping their money fat or whatever the case is, and they try to sit up in here and act like they doing us a favor with this charitable situation they doing. She failed the baby boy how many damn times? We ain't seen her work a court case yet, but she out here talking about prison reform and all this other stuff and help this inmate and help that inmate death row and all this other stuff, and then went and paraded around the White House during the Trump administration, acting like she was doing something, and Trump sat there because he loves being equated or associated with any kind of celebrity, whether they on the A or the D list, more likely the D list because the A list people ain't fucking with them. But for the most part, when it comes to her, she's always been doing this little grift, and I always side-eyed it the whole time. And now look at her. She went, they'll be like, well, she made a mistake. Well, guess what? That mistake gonna cost her a lot of millions of dollars because you out here using the wrong picture where you should have, if you're gonna be in any kind of court type of situation, you gotta dot your I's and cross all your T's. You can't do a mistake like if you're independent media. She's got enough people on her roster that could have made sure that she had the right photo or whatever the case was before she put it up and hit send and wrote that whole little paragraph. Probably had an assistant write it. Because a lot of these people that have social media, they don't run it. A lot of times they have people who run their social medias pretending that it's the celebrity. So, Kimberly, you better get that checkbook out because this is not a case that you can win. In the words of Michael Jackson. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Kimmy getting sued for putting up the wrong damn photo of a man that she said was going to get executed because she got the names mixed. Well, she got the faces mixed up, and even though they had the same name. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Oh, I was like, where do we go from here? Oh, did I see this one? It said award shows only get the attention. Oh yeah, I did read that one. You said, okay, I just looked. The nominees were Angela Bassett, Holly Hunter, Stockard Channing, Emma Thompson, and Deborah Winger. If I remember, Holly, yeah, she did win. If that was the year of the piano, so you're right. And that, Anna Paquin was in that too. So yeah, Holly Hunter won for that one. But yeah, still a lot of people feel that Angela Bassett should have won for What's Love Got to Do with It. And I still stand by that. No shade to Holly Hunter. She was good in that movie, but I have to say that that would have been my choice. She was nominated for the Oscar and won the Golden Globe for Best Actress that year. Holly Hunter won the Oscar. The last time I saw Holly Hunter in something was it Batman versus Superman? When what's his name was on trial? Lex Luthor, and he gave her that old sweet pea. Yeah, that looked like urine in that damn jar. That's the last time I believe I saw Holly Hunter on my screen. It damn sure was. I'm sorry, it was awful. And you're gonna sit up here. So while I gotta lie to you because it's a kid, they gotta learn sooner or later. Like, how are they gonna get better if you sit up there? You know your child is tone deaf, and that's another thing too. Nobody asked her to be Mariah Carey. Hell, she wasn't even hitting for Lopez with the vocals, but nobody said that she had to be Mariah Carey. Nobody said, and I hate when people do that. They were always want to act like the emphasis, like the highest peak you can go in regards of like being a singer. If you don't sound like Whitney, Aretha, Adele, Celine, Mariah, you're not a singer. And it's like, there's different iterations of singers in music. I hate when people always act like, well, yeah, if you don't sound like them, you ain't a fuck out of here with that pretentiousness. So Ethan said he doesn't think actors should be reliant on people. If they shouldn't. And it's the casting in the industry. Like, it's the whatever happened to like just making movies and casting the best people for it. Like being a casting director and actually looking for people with talent. The people that put in the work of taking a couple of acting classes. Or if you're a natural, go in and audition for that part. If the person is qualified and they're good for the role, why not? And so, and that's why I said I don't feel no ways tired about it because I'm in the beginning when Blue Ivy was doing, when she was giving the bare minimum on that stage, when she was performing like Katy Perry on all her tours in the beginning, when she was doing the Renaissance tour, people was critiquing her, and I love the fact that even though I love the fact that Madonna, Beyonce was being Mama Bear and she was protecting her child because she was like she understands how harsh the people are out there in this business. Or in the world, and they're going to be highly critical. But that little girl took that criticism, and she was like, "I'm going to show you bitches." And she went to the rehearsals, and she got better. And you can't tell that little girl nothing. And so I applaud Blue for doing what she needed to do to get better. And that's what you should do. You don't cower and go, "Mom, you make fun of me," and then you're going to turn it and start going on little ignorant ass rants, spoiled brat rants, like your damn father. It's like, get in there and do better. But when you have two parents that one got imposter syndrome, as in Kanye, because I don't know, everybody call him a genius or something. He's good at producing, but outside of that, Kanye is not the genius that y'all have blown him up to be. I've always thought he was mediocre. I'm like, you ain't no damn genius. You got imposter syndrome. That's what the hell that is. And then when you got a mother that made her whole career being a whore, what do you expect? Like most of these men, Tyler Perry can't act. I mean, quiet as it's kept, if you really look at a lot of people Tyler Perry casts at his stuff, they're not good actors either. I mean, he'll get, he'll pick a couple of them every now and again that's like good. I mean, Angela Bassett's been in his movies, Kerry Washington's been in his movies. So he picked some of the icons, Cicely Tyson, Whoopi Goldberg. Like, he's picked some of the icons. And the thing, I guess a lot of people go with Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry will give them the opportunities, whereas a lot of these white conglomerates won't. So he mixes it up. But yeah, I ain't complaining over the eye candy that Tyler Perry be putting in his movie. Those some fine ass men. Shit, y'all gonna make me move down to Atlanta. All that eye candy down there. And you said the new pics of Luigi and Corda out. He was shackled. Shackled was my feet so I could dance. It said over his feet while wearing luxury loafers, not luxury loafers, had bulletproof vests over his sweater and still looked like not a 5-piece of Italian dinner. Uh, Another reason to expropriate the wealth from the billionaire class and repurpose it to help the people. Biden still owes us $600 in student loan forgiveness. Don't even get me started on him. While his and Trump's brain is on the decline, his brain was on, and they showed it in a recent press conference. Trump brain the brain is braining. She makes plenty from bad press like that. That's probably it too. Holly Hunter was in Little Black Book by Brittany Murphy and Kathy Bates. That got to be an old one because Brittany Murphy been dead for I feel like almost 20 years too. Yeah. It was like, you know what? Angela Bassett still got that successful look. She on 911, which I have not. I have to catch up on this whole season. I haven't watched it yet because I binge a lot of the shows, so I definitely got to catch up on that. Holly Hunter was in Cronenberg's. Oh yeah, I remember that movie. That movie was scandalous, which is a perfect balance of freaky and sexy. Screen Rant says Britney protested in the circus tour. She performed Alanis Morissette Ultimate This Man Is Evil classic. You ought to know. She did that song throughout the entire U.S. Oh, yeah, I remember when she performed that song. Sigourney Weaver doesn't have an Oscar. Michelle Pfeiffer either. I'm trying to think. And I love me some Sigourney, but has there ever been a performance that Sigourney has done that she should have won the Oscar for? And I'm trying to think with Michelle Pfeiffer too. What would y'all think? For Dangerous Liaisons, or I would have been like Catwoman, but you already know they wasn't even trying to give awards to superhero movies back in the day, or playing in Scarface, because I did love her in that movie too. She was a bitch in that freaking movie. Was Brittany telling us the men in her life and telling females to stay away from men, all men? Well, look, she was the one picking them, especially Kevin Federline. Oh yeah, Taraji has been in a lot of his movies too. There's a movie that I saw. I don't know where I saw that. There was an advertisement, speaking of Tyler Perry. Well, first of all, he's got that Beauty and the Black show coming back. The rest of it, I've heard the show was good. I haven't seen it. And then he has a movie coming out with Cat Graham. I'm like, where's Cat Graham been? The last time I seen Cat Graham in something was The Vampire Diaries. And then she was trying to push forward that music career, but she's supposed to be playing a corrupt cop, but I forgot the other actress that's in it too. By the way, these billionaires made their fortune not only from generational wealth, but by exploiting others, especially workers. Exactly. And that's what we're seeing happen in real time. But the fact of the matter was, here's the thing, when it comes to Democrats was doing it where they was chipping at the ice a little bit. So they was doing the same thing what Trump and them is doing, but they were doing it little by little where by the time you notice what they was doing, it was too late. This idiot thinking he Miley Cyrus and is taking a wrecking ball to every little thing that's dear to us in this country. So that's why people are noticing it at a fast pace and why Trump's numbers is dipping significantly, which we all knew was going to happen. But I'm like, look, we in this fuck around and find out phase. And y'all finding out, but y'all gotta feel it you gotta feel it in order to realize the situation. Now I gotta turn everything into a damn song. I'm still waiting shit. And look, they talking about they were supposed to be getting a check from, what was the check they said they were supposed to be getting? It was a $5,000 check. I said, yeah, this foolishness. The same thing with well, y'all thought that we got stimulus checks from Trump because he put his name on it. Y'all really believe that foolishness? Michelle should have won for Dangerous Minds. Oh, y'all like that movie? I remember that. I watched that damn soundtrack. One year, and remember when they had do y'all actually remember they had a Dangerous Minds TV show with Annie Potts? I actually liked that show too. I mean, the show wasn't as good as the movie, but yeah, at one point they tried to do a TV show with it. It didn't last long though. I know Sigourney Weaver was in Avatar, but I can't see her winning an Oscar for Avatar. There's a rumor that she's actually going to be in the Alien Romulus sequel. They're going to de-age her or something. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Or was it for Gorillas in the Mist? I saw that in the theater with my mom when I was like, oh yeah, I remember Gorillas in the Mist. I've never seen it, but I remember she was in it. First of all, Sigourney Weaver should have won for Ghostbusters. There is no Dana, only Zool. She should have won for that performance alone. Okay. Working Girl and Gorillas in the Mist. I love Working Girl though. Working Girl. Okay, so where we going? What's our next topic? Um, well, damn, it must be a-hole day because now we got to talk about Zachary Levi. Let's talk about this one whose career is in the toilet, but it's been in the toilet for a minute because apparently he said that he has no regrets risking his career, if you want to call it that, to stand 10 toes down behind MAGA. So Zachary Levi appeared, of course, where else, on the Megyn Kelly show to promote his new movie, The Unbreakable Boy. Must be one of those Christian fundamentalist movies on one of those networks that Candace Cameron Bure and them be on, and said he was at peace when he made the decision last year to publicly support Donald Trump for president. The Shazam actor originally endorsed, and this is where it goes, you went from one idiot to another. He was actually a Robert F. Kennedy supporter, but when Robert F. Kennedy decided to take his grift over to the Trump administration because he knew he wasn't going to win, now here comes Zachary Levi, because Zachary Levi has come under fire many times in the past because he's a vaccine denier and all this other stuff. So around the times of COVID, he was being dragged for a lot of his misinformation that he was posting on social media. So he said, I felt at peace because I knew that this was more important than saving my career. I think we too often fall in these paradigms, these thought processes of self-preservation, and it's not good. We need to be wise, and we want to survive, and we want to live and flourish and all of those things, but we can't merely make decisions off of, well, I hope nothing bad happens to me. You got to sacrifice. Well, yeah, you sacrifice what you didn't have, because why does this cap? What career did Zachary Levi actually have? Like, you did Shazam 2. You thought your career was going to pop like you was Chris Hemsworth. And when you realize that, sir, yeah, I don't care how many hours you sit up in the gym, you don't have that, you don't have the range. So your career wasn't going to go where it needed to go. And there's been many people that have been behind the scenes that said that Zachary Levi is a freaking idiot. So I'm not surprised by him coming across and standing 10 toes down. He has to. He's got to find a way to grift on something. And so when you go and say, so this is why it's like, I used to be a fan of his. Like, I liked it. First of all, I came across Zachary Levi when he did Chuck on NBC. That was like, I liked the show. I liked the whole idea behind it, where it was like this nerd that worked at like oh my God, what's the name of that? Like a Best Buy type of store. And then he gets this thing where he's like really smart and has like this thing in his head or whatever. It was passed to him by Matt Bomer, who was in the pilot and was killed. And then he gets this gift or whatever that he starts working as a spy or whatever. I thought it was a really cool concept. A lot of people didn't really, it wasn't really big in the ratings, but it was a cult favorite. It was a cult hit. A lot of people liked it. That last season was a little wonky for me. For the most part, I enjoyed the show. And then after you start to see the person behind the performance, then it's sort of like, you're an idiot. And especially when you're out here denying, vaccines and all this other stuff. And now we've got, in the media, of course, won't talk about it because they're all scared of who. We got a measles outbreak in Texas. Or is it Florida? Well, it's down south. Them people down there, all of you that are voting red, there's a huge measles outbreak. There's all these viruses that you didn't think that people were still getting because people aren't vaccinated. They're getting it. And I would say, like, there's no actual evidence. I was trying to find the word. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. There's no actual evidence that if you take a vaccine that it causes autism in your kids and all that other stuff. I don't know. They come up with this stuff, and instead of actually people Googling and doing the research, they believe all this. So you're willing to put other people's children that you don't have in danger because this might be a way to make money. So if Zachary Levi wants to come out here and do all this other stuff, that's good on you. But I guess because you knew your career was kind of in the toilet anyway, so he's got to jump on it and jump in the space of, grifting with the RFK Donald Trump propaganda. So he officially endorsed Trump at a rally in Michigan on September 28th before introducing a conversation between RFK and former Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who is working under the Trump administration right now. So they said, what I'm really afraid of at the end of the day, that I'm somehow going to lose jobs in an industry that I already believe is completely falling apart, and that won't even be creating jobs for me in a few years anyway. Like, come on, if I lose all of my acting career, and I hope I don't. And so far I haven't, but none of that matters. If the world goes off a cliff, what does it matter? Well, he feels like they're not going to create jobs for him, because when you look at Zachary Levi as an actor, what else could he do? Like, what other parts could y'all possibly see him in outside of a Shazam or playing like a dork or a lovable nerd or whatever? Like, there's enough actors out here that could pull that, like the attractive goofball type. We already got Chris Pratt. So we don't need you, sir. We got Chris Pratt. We got a bunch of other people, I'm sure, out here. John Krasinski, who kind of can play up that, smart guy, but also he could do action and all this stuff. Another one, Ben Affleck, kind of falls into that context as well. I'm looking forward to seeing The Accountant too when that comes out. I saw the trailer the other day. It looks really good. So we don't need a Zachary Levi. I'm sure he'll find work doing what he's doing over there, I guess, on one of those conservative networks or whatever. If they do those type of films, I'm sure Candace Cameron Bure could use another actor over there, doing on what she got on her little Family Values network. I'm sure they could use another celebrity to spew a bunch of BS over there at Fox News, so he can go over there and do all that mess. But they say he's in this movie with Megan Fahey and Patricia Heaton, another one that I used to like that kind of fell off and has been out here spewing propaganda, as in Patricia Heaton. So they said it opens in theaters on February 21st from Lionsgate. Ain't nobody gonna see that. So the movie's out today. And I'm trying to think, what movie's out today? The Monkey. That's probably going to be the one that everybody's going to go see to make a lot of money. Also, what else is out? Captain America, Brave New World. I think that's going to be number one again, possibly. That one's going to make money. And then, of course, I think Hard Eyes is still out, and it's doing fairly well. So honestly, like I said before, I feel like he's bad because he thought Shazam was going to make him the next Chris Hemsworth. So this douche nozzle, needs to just go away. And I'm so sick of people like him who, want to sit out here and funnel conspiracy BS and anti-science hysteria. But one of my friends said this on social media that I had to screenshot, and I was like, you know what? You hit the nail on the head. He said, it's really amazing how hungry these white boys are for the dick of power. They'll give up anything for it, anything to be supreme or touch a coattail of supremacy. All because people of all races and sexualities are being included in narratives of America. They don't feel like the main character anymore, despite the fact that the system is still set up for them, despite diversity initiatives, which supposedly all men are created equal. What they really mean is all white men are created equal. What a crock of shit. And I totally agree with that. Like, I feel like y'all just don't want to see anyone else survive and thrive in this world. Y'all, even when you have the world in your favor, it's still not enough. And we're clearly seeing all of this happening more apparent in real time, because I feel like a lot of people ain't been paying attention. Because like I said, when it came down to the Democrats and stuff, they were chipping at it little by little with the supremacy and all this, or having like these oligarchies or whatever controlling us, these corporations, which we knew was coming. I mean, we're in Orwellian times as we speak. And so it's not enough that you have the career and you have all this other stuff. You still want to be able to be in proximity of that power, because that absolute power corrupts absolutely, as they say. So I definitely want to hear from you guys in regards to this report. As I said before, I was a fan of Zachary Levi until I started hearing all this stuff about him and the anti-vax conspiracies. Like, I lost a lot of people, family and friends, to COVID. So for you to be out here spewing this lies and misinformation and being anti-vax and all this stuff, when vaccines have saved lives, the stuff that you have put out here in regards to vaccines and stuff, there's no actual truth to what you're saying, but you're spewing this propaganda. And because people think celebrities know every goddamn thing, and because they feel like they're doing the work and they don't have to do the research, or I'm going to just take what this person says at face value and it's going to be enough. So I definitely want to hear from you all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Oh, boy. So, you say Zachary still cute. I mean, he is a good looking man, but he's a dick. He said, well, he doesn't seem to give a shit. Well, clearly. I mean, whatever was left of it. I thought he was cute when he started out, but just like Tom Cruise, I can't watch his movies anymore. Well, you know what? The only thing I tolerate from Tom Cruise is the Mission Impossible movies, because I've been so invested for the past 2 decades plus that Um, I was like, I can't fully give up on that franchise. And I've been so invested in all the movies, I have to see this new one. But I do agree. Like a lot of time when I'm watching them movies, if I'm watching them with just him or whatever, it's like, um, I definitely feel a sense of like the Scientology stuff hits me in the back of the head, especially bearing witness when they try to almost get me to become a Scientologist when I moved to Los Angeles. They are relentless out there. I was like, So just saw a new film on Screenbox called Street Trash. Yeah, I've heard about that. It's funny how I've had friends talking about it because there was something I had posted in my comments about like out of the 4 movies from the 80s because Street Trash is actually an old film. I think the original one is on Tubi, and I watched it. It was terrible, but it's like one of those fun 80s stupid horror movies, body horror. And so I know there's one on Screenbox that people were talking about, and I heard people say it was bad. It's been up there for a while. I also heard, if I'm not mistaken, well, 2 things. Nosferatu's out today. There's an extended version on Peacock, and also, so I got to watch that. And then, fuck, what's the other movie? But Terrifier 3, I believe, is out, right? I could have sworn I read somewhere that that's already on Screenbox, and so yeah, there is the original '87 movie, and I heard that they did a remake, and some people said it's not good, so I haven't really watched it yet. But yeah, I saw the original Street Trash though. I liked it because it was like yeah, and that's what one of my well, it's considered under the body horror genre. I find it funny that Trump has never acknowledged this man. I could have sworn he did, but maybe you might be right. He probably hasn't, but. But here's the thing. If he was on the level of like a Sylvester Stallone or a Mel Gibson who has endorsed Trump, then he would acknowledge him. But he ain't famous enough. Okay. RFK is a rabid Zionist, and I can't stand to hear. Him and that dumbass bitch he's married to, that actress. I forgot because she was there when he put his hand on the Bible to be sworn, and I'm surprised it didn't burst into flames. At least Trump was smart enough not to put his hand on it. Because the Antichrist, they know how that feeling is when you try to put your hand on the damn Bible. So remember that story of him dumping a dead baby bear in Central Park? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that one. So did you watch the Cardi B video I shared? No. But that's not the first time that she's been pranked online, and people are disgusting with all of this. Oh yeah, it'll probably be on the Hallmark channel. Really? I mean, I knew that Oz Perkins was directing it. First of all, I've heard mixed reviews in regards of the Monkey movie. Um, I might check it out. I didn't like Long Legs. I don't know if I talked about that on the show. I wasn't a fan of Long Legs. I thought it was just too pretentious. I thought it wanted to be um Silence of the Lambs so bad, and I just hated the. I was just like, and I like Nicolas Cage, and he can act his ass off, but I was just like, what the hell is that? That I'm like, I was like, it was horrible. But and then his connection with Micah Monroe and all this stuff, it was interesting to me, but I just lost interest. They say he's not as rich as Elon, so Trump doesn't give a damn. Yeah, that's what I said. They only care about if you're in that. You have to be a white male and rich. That's all they care about. Well, so you're one of those that thinks that horror is overexposed? Because I could have sworn that that was a conversation that some people feel like we're in horror movie fatigue or whatever. I don't think so. I feel like, well, I mean, look, the in times in which we in now, it is like one big horror show. So I don't feel no ways tired about the more horror movies, the better, as long as they're good. And that's the only genre that I feel like people are really taking risks when it comes to that whole situation. But anyway, so now, look, child, did not tell you what's going to be. This episode was brought to you by the assholes of America. Because now we got to talk about another one. Let's talk about Andrew Tate, who apparently is out here talking smack about Ariana Grande, as if he ever had a chance of getting with her. So apparently he saw a recent photo of her signing autographs, and yeah, while I ain't gonna hold you, I've had people send me pictures of Ariana Grande's recent physical appearance, and you could literally see her bones in her chest. You can literally see her chest cavity. Like, people are really having genuine concerns about her losing weight. People have been overtly critical. I was minding my business. I said, I'm not going there. But since you want to talk, we got to talk about it. So, yeah, let me show you the picture of Miss Ariana. And yeah, that's Andrew Tate on the right. That's intentional why that picture is there. I said, you're not going to sit up here and talk about her. But anyway, so the former professional boxer who was arrested in 2022, and that's why I said you should be the last one out here talking about people, because he's an alleged human trafficker. He's an alleged rapist, and he allegedly created a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. Went on the Twitter and said, I'm sorry, Ariana Grande, you're too skinny and I would no longer fuck you. Access denied. This is what he said. Now, he went on to leave another comment underneath a social media photo of the Wicked actress, who's 31, who recently sparked health concerns among her fans, writing that she looks like a crack hoe. That's his words, not mine. I'm only here to make the report the news. So now fans called out Tate for his sick comments, with one asking, why do men think it's okay to comment on women's bodies? Another person said, this is the most disrespectful and disgusting thing I've seen today. How the fuck are people like this still on the app? Absolutely ridiculous. Well, do we need to kind of flash forward and remind you hoes who runs Twitter? And as long as he who shall not be named, well, you know, I call him Apartheid Clyde, runs Twitter, he ain't going nowhere. They like to keep the incels and these trolls and these horrible human beings running around there. And quiet as it's kept, I don't know if y'all heard, but you got the current president, the idiot in chief, wants them to drop all these things towards Andrew Tate so he can come to America. And I guess they want to give him some type of political job. So, you know, they want to have our White House fulfilled with a bunch of grifters, robber barons, rapists, incels, just horrible people. Anybody, if you got a criminal record, you too can get hired over with a federal job in the White House. So another person said, dude, you are gross. Another person said, she's more famous than you, has more money, more success, has an amazing reputation, and hasn't been to jail. You know, any other time, I hate when people try to bring up money and who has more money than whoever, but in this situation, I'll make an exception. Another fan added, imagine thinking you had the access to deny in the first place. Ariana Grande wasn't at the door, mate. She was on a private jet flying over it. Another person said, access denied. Nobody asked for it in the first place. Another person said, oh, good, please, don't go near her. She wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole, bud. Now, I was like, now they said it comes after a new image of Ariana published on social media earlier this week sparked fresh health concerns among her fans. Now, signing autographs at the BAFTA Film Awards, the Oscar-nominated star displayed an alarming slim figure, saying, someone said, I just hope she's okay because I certainly would not be if I were in her shoes and everyone felt so damn entitled to talk about my body all the time. One social media user posted to Reddit, the website where the image, which has now been deleted, was posted. So it is, and that's what he really now. So let's find where. Okay, so let's leave it there. She actually looks pretty good in this photo, but yeah, when she bent over a little bit, she did look a little emaciated. But this is that thing that goes on in Hollywood. It's like, girl, why are you losing so much weight? Now I understand that she is very petite in real life, and it looks good if you're thin on camera because cameras add pounds. However, I would be genuinely concerned with this. It's like, girl, you ain't looked like that before. You didn't look bad with how you looked the last time. But once it's like you cross over into the world of Hollywood, it's like this pressure for women to be immensely thin. And so people are, you know, if they're fans of yours, are genuinely concerned. But I do agree. That thing that Andrew Tate said, that's just absolutely disgusting. Typical gross, misogynistic behavior to come from a piece of trash who has admitted on camera, without so much as saying he trafficked women, that he's a trafficker. Like, if you go back and watch the videos, because I watch a lot of political videos, you know, where they've had, you know, a couple of political shows that I watch that have called out people like Andrew Tate and Trump and Elon and so many others, have posted actual clips of, and even an attorney went through it and said, yeah, this is literally, he's openly admitting he has a harem of women that he traffics to make money from it. He called women stupid and everything. So yeah, it's like all this misogyny. And sometimes when I listen to Andrew Tate, I'm like, what is that accent? Like 1 minute you sound like you're from Boston, then you're English. I'm like, oh, okay. So you having yourself one of those moments like, well, who, you Anna Delvey with a dick? Like you just all of a sudden you got your accent switches up like you Dorit from the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like stick to an accent, pick an accent and stick to it. So yeah, unfortunately, there's been an ultimate. There's been a lot of talk about her apparent appearance. Unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of. Unfortunately, this is a thing that goes on in the industry where people feel like they have autonomy to your body, and they could just say whatever the hell that they want to say. And Andrew, just mind the business that paid you, because first of all, you never had a chance with Ariana in the first place. You're not her type. She like men that look like Frankie, apparently. So they said that, as in Grande. Now they say Andrew and his brother Tristan, who are U.S. and U.K. nationals, who are joint U.S. and U.K. nationals, were arrested in Romania in 2022 with charges of human trafficking, misconduct, money laundering. They all guilty too. I truly believe they all guilty. And forming an organized crime group. They have denied any wrongdoing. And they said the two men will face charges, or are also facing charges, including accusations of the R word and human trafficking in the UK. And a court in Bucharest has ruled that they can be extradited to Britain once a final decision is reached in the case of Romania, which I think this is like that recent story. They said that Trump has been putting pressure on them to drop those charges. So that way, I guess they can come to America. And like I said before, for why? You want to give them a job? Like you hiring a bunch of other horrible human beings to run a lot of places that they ain't qualified for. And y'all want to sit up here and talk about DE-damn-I? All these people that they picking up here are DEI hires, if you really want to break it down. So I guess it's whenever it's people who are actually qualified, it's a DEI hire if you're other, except when it comes to y'all. Then y'all can use and take advantage. Like I take advantage of welfare, like you take advantage of food stamps, like you take advantage of DEI, like you take advantage of, and who are the people that benefited the most from affirmative action? White women. But they don't want to tell you that. Now, they said the brothers said in a written statement that they remain fully dedicated to working alongside their legal team to explore every legal avenue available, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Child, good luck with that, and keep their ass in Romania. We don't need them over here. But they said that his Twitter has more than 10 million followers. It's called Cobra Tate. That's such a stupid name. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys. So whatever you think, so let me know what you guys think of this story in regards of Andrew Troll behind out here talking about somebody that he never had a chance in hell of ever sliding his peen in. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so now we have a couple of comments. You said it's my favorite genre, the only one I watch, the other genres suck. Well, my thing is, I will say, well, I get that's your opinion, but in mine, there's a couple of genres. The only genres I really watch a lot of, I watch action, I watch horror, horror more than anything. And it depends on certain movies. I'll watch some dramas, especially if it's like, if people tell me like, oh, this is a really good movie, you should check it out. But before anything, I'll always put a horror movie or or an action movie or something on. Like yesterday, they dropped the first 3 episodes of Reacher. I only saw the first 2. It's like 7 episodes. I'm like, I hate when y'all do this. Only 7, 8 episodes of shows. So, comedy is not giving me what I used to like. I like a lot of inappropriate jokes and stuff when it comes to comedy. Comedy's not giving me what I need anymore. So, unfortunately, and some of the dramas, like I said, I got to be in the mood for that. Or usually, yeah, if it's a TV show, whatever the case is, and it's dramatic, I'll watch that. I'm worried she almost caused Karen. Oh yeah. I hope she's not like bulimic or anorexic or whatever. And there's always this pressure in Hollywood that you got to look a certain way. I think, in my opinion, Ariana needs to leave her vegan diet, just go to eating certain meats. Oh yeah. I would never want to be vegan. Maybe she's not just made for Hollywood, but it's truly. I mean, there's some people, if you have the right people around you and you know how to navigate through it, you'll be fine. There's a lot of people who've been working in the industry for a long time, understand the politics of it all, and just still go up in there and is able to, make do with what they have. But I really hope that she's not conforming to a lot of the things, the tropes, just so that way she could have that big career. Because I thought like Ariana looked good the way she did before. She didn't need to lose all that weight. So yeah, if she's on this one of these weird little Hollywood diets where you're like eating a corner of food or eating a little bit a day and then all that stuff is slide on, it's like that's not good. Because you got to have a lot of energy and stamina because you can't say no and ask to take a few years off because fear of being replaced. Or maybe Hollywood doesn't like a woman with meat on them, but I know a lot of men in New York. Andrew Tate Toppin, I know a cage bottom. Okay. And look, when he go to prison, he going to be bottom of the line. Do you think Angela will ever actually win an Oscar? She already has one. That's what I was talking about when I was talking, when I was mentioning when I was talking during the topic. She has an honorary Oscar. Kind of like, didn't they give one also to Samuel L. Jackson? So that's what that is. And I was like, you can wipe. I was like, and I'll wipe my ass with an honorary Oscar. Like, what I'm gonna do with that? I mean, I'll still take it and still put on my mantle or in the bathroom or one of the shelves in my house. But at the same time, I want to be honored and recognized for my merit rather than, okay, well, we realized we screwed up. There was so much controversy, but clearly it was in a bubble because wasn't y'all listening before Angela won, where people were saying she's a shoe-in, and then when y'all gave it to Jamie Lee Curtis, there was a huge uproar on social media. Even I'm sure amongst the celebrities too, who probably was over the end of the girl, I thought you was gonna win. You really thought you was gonna win. I'm like, what? And Jamie Lee? I was like, okay, we'll go along with it because we on camera, even though Angela was like, fuck that. I'm not sitting up in here trying to take the high road because that's what y'all expect of women, especially if you're a black woman. So she wound up getting, I believe, the next year a honorary Oscar, and I'm sitting there like, okay, whatever. I don't feel like that's the same because I feel like that's just a we screwed up. Yeah, just take it. I watch horror, some comedy, drama, anime, a lot of true crime. I don't really watch as much true crime. I want to get. I mean, sometimes I watch a lot of that stuff. I mean, I watch it depending on the subject. I do like a lot of true crime, like movies and things of that nature, or TV shows if it kind of goes into that, but not like if it's like a docu-series. If it's a scripted thing, I'll get into that because I like some cop shows and all that other stuff. Like this is one that's coming out with Brian Tyree Henry that I just saw a trailer of on Apple TV Plus, and then he's playing like a corrupt cop that robs these criminals or whatever something it is, and I think they accidentally kill somebody and they cover it up and then they get franked. I don't know. I'm trying to describe the trailer. It was all over the place. I'm like, oh, this show look good. I think it comes out next month, and Ving Rhames and them is in it. I said, oh, you definitely got me with that. Is it me or does Gen Z white and the entire generation hate white Hollywood because it doesn't reflect their life or the environments? I don't know. I don't feel like that a lot of Hollywood reflects what's going on in certain situations. But that's why I think like there was another article that Ethan Hawke did, but he was like that they don't, what was it? Because I don't want to mess it up and say the wrong thing. Because it kind of falls into that where I feel like that, maybe Hollywood is just not taking a lot of risks in a lot of situations. Yeah, he was talking a lot. And I was like, kudos to him for talking. I was like, damn, I gotta go down this far. Because I'm on a website as we speak. Oh yeah, because he was calling it offensive art. And I don't know, I feel weird when people say offensive art because I'm like, what do you mean by that? So yeah, so he was at the Berlin Film Festival where his movie Blue Moon debuted, and it also stars Richard Linklater directed it, and Andrew Scott's in it, Margaret Qualley, who is from The Substance, she's in it, and they said as of art must carry more offensive themes to contend with the dark times we live in. And he said that some of the great offensive art, giving examples such as great punk music or some early Brecht plays that are punk in their sensibility. So I don't know, when they say offensive art, I always feel like is it really? But I think it's just like, with people who are not afraid to go against the establishment and really push the envelope in regards of giving a reflection of the way the world is. So I always like that, especially when it comes to music. If an artist is going to come out there and be like, you know what, while everybody else is being scared to come out and say the thing, you actually have that artist that's going to come out and be like, well, screw this. Like, this is not right. We need to go up against, it was never the government and the politicians who really helped us rise up and evoke change. It was always the people. And when it was always reflected in the music, even like from the music of the 60s and stuff, where I don't know why people always say, well, keep politics out of music or whatever. I'm like, are you new? Like, art and politics have gone hand in hand since before speech replaced sign language. So I don't understand why people sometimes think like, well, you need to keep this out of this. I'm like, shut up. You clearly ain't been paying attention, or you just probably just go through life just like in that way. So yeah, so he was saying something. I guess the movie is about legendary lyricist Lorenz Hart bravely facing the future as his professional and private life unraveled during the opening night party for his former partner Richard Rodgers' hit show Oklahoma. And so that offensive times conjure up offensive art, maybe. This is what Linkletter said during a press conference. But movies particularly have always been escapism. And in our culture, he's accusing Oklahoma of being escapist in the middle of the horrors of World War II. So I don't know. I think most human psyches want to escape a bit. There's probably less offensive art now than there's been in the past. He also said that Bobby Cannavale's in it too. But yeah, I mean, I think that films and art should be escapism as well. But if you could slide a couple of gems up in there where it makes you think and it doesn't leave you after the credits roll, then I'm all for that. I'm all for offensive art. If there's a purpose to it, not you just trying to be offensive for offensive's sake. That's how I look at it. Listen, I watched a docuseries about a lady who faked cancer for like 10 years and scammed people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. But isn't there one that's supposed to be coming out where I think, damn, who was the black actress that's supposed to be playing her? She's supposed to be playing some type of criminal or something or another. Can't remember who it was. I heard something or another about that recently in the casting, saying like it no longer is a true representation of society. It's called Scamanda, not Scamanda. That's like a shady play on her name. Madonna getting dragged for speaking the truth, just like how America was founded. Yeah, they don't like that colonization, which is a follow to that post that I read from a friend of mine. He was saying that too, that which I've said many a times, that it's like white people hate the truth of whenever y'all always trying to push out other cultures, the only thing that y'all have that's culturally significant with y'all, and not saying all of you, but a lot of the racists and all this other stuff, colonization. That's all y'all are known for, taking what ain't yours. But it's funny because I was watching the Confessions tour performance of Forbidden Love, and a lot of people was in the comments, I think it was just like recently, was talking about how she was ahead of her time with the performance and how it's so subtle but so effective, and especially in regards to the song and the choreography and the handography and stuff they was doing up in there during that performance. That's like one of my favorite sections of that tour, by the way. Like there's many of great moments in the Confessions tour, but the Forbidden Love performance, I watched that. I can't tell you how many times I watched that performance. First of all, her vocals was flawless on it. The choreography is everything, and the fact that when you're talking about peace among, peace in the Middle East and all the other stuff, I just love that. And that's what she's been preaching for over 20 years. But, people are just slow. Those same complainers, of course they do. And that's why I always find it funny when you talk about, these people out here, the complainers, the propagandists, the maggots, all those other, not saying all of them, but a lot of those that get so mad about free speech, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh no, you want free speech as long as it coincides with what you believe. If it's against what you believe, then you need to be, you need to lose your job. You need to be, put out the pasture. You're in the wrong. And it's like, no, I'm not sitting up in here blindly agreeing with you because that's what you want. We should have a difference of opinion and come to a genuine conclusion in regards to this. It's like people are afraid of debating or respectful debate. Remember those days? But anyway, let's move on. And let's talk about Jennifer Lopez, because apparently they're saying that Violet Affleck, who is Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's daughter is keeping her distance from Jennifer because apparently she said she felt like a pawn in their whole relationship situation. So, according to the Daily Mail, they said an insider told them that the reason why Violet has opted to take a step back from her former stepmother is because she was left feeling like she had been a pawn during the pair's divorce. Now, when Jennifer Lopez, 55, and Ben Affleck, 52, separated last summer, Violet raised eyebrows after choosing to join the singer for a stay in the Hamptons, as well as posting about the hitmaker's sister, Linda Lopez, paying her a visit at Yale University. The insiders noted that the move came as a surprise to her parents, who had been left confused by the 19-year-old's actions at the time. Now, sources have revealed that in the months that led to the divorce being finalized in January, Violet started to question whether there had been an ulterior motive for keeping her close. Now, Violet felt that she was used as a pawn, so to speak, during her dad's split from Jennifer, a insider exclusively told DailyMail.com. Now, the source explained how Garner was careful not to try and limit her daughter's connections to Lopez's family. As they noted, Jen supported her daughter getting close to the singer because she always puts her children first. Now, but as the divorce loomed, the fact that Violet was hanging out with Jennifer and wearing her clothes was odd to the family. She too was Linda. So too was Linda Lopez visiting Violet at college. Now, the source continued by saying, but Jennifer even let this slide because, I guess it's about the other Jen. But they said, but Jen even let this slide because she wants Violet to be happy and respects that as an adult, she could choose who to spend her time with, even if Jen does not necessarily agree. However, the source revealed that Violet has consistently chosen to consciously chosen to cut contact with Lopez and her family after watching her father's distress over the high-profile divorce, saying over time, Violet started to see how upset her father was that the split was at the center of everything, but never said a word about Jennifer. The source continued, Violet is highly intelligent and will ultimately always be a daddy's girl. This is why you don't see her on public outings with J-Lo anymore. Well, here's the thing. Are we all going to sit up here and just blame Jennifer as to why that relationship fell apart? I don't think it's necessarily all of her fault. I also don't believe this story. Because here's the thing. It's funny how Daily Mail, who also outside of the celebrity news and gossip, I see a lot of the stuff y'all post on your website, a lot of Trump propaganda. So I'm not buying this. So sometimes y'all be your celebrity news and gossip be juicy, but I be calling BS on a lot of this, and I'm gonna call BS on this story, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it wasn't that long ago that Daily Mail also said that Violet was out there trying to play matchmaker to get Jennifer and Ben back together. So now all of a sudden, she had a moment, an aha moment, in the words of Oprah, and was like, oh, I realized that my father is unhappy and it was taking its toll, and he was shocked that this divorce was the center of, everything that was going on in the industry. I'm like, Ben is not slow. That man I was going to say he went to a prestigious Ivy League school, but then again, there's been a lot of you that went to Ivy League schools and still came out dumb. But so that don't necessarily mean, so I don't want to go in there and make it seem like, oh, just because you went to an Ivy League school, you have to be smart. That ain't true. That's like a lot of you out here who think just because you're a billionaire and a trillionaire that you're smart too. Well, we've clearly heard Elon Musk, aka Apartheid Clyde, open his damn mouth, and most recently was at CPAC, I believe, wielding a damn chainsaw. Look, everything. And I said, you know what? This is definitely on brand because he do look like Leatherface. So when it comes down to it, I don't buy this story. I do believe that, you know what? And then Jennifer also said that even post-divorce, she would like to continue to be in the kids' lives because, it was a blended family, albeit brief. But the whole blended family situation, I don't know how I feel about that because if I'm no longer in a relationship with somebody, if I happen to run into y'all at somewhere and the kids happen to be there, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? But in regards to like trying to maintain a relationship or whatever with somebody's kids, like on a regular, I don't know how I would feel in that way because I feel like kikiing with my ex's children brings back a memory. and a trigger for why our relationship didn't work out for whatever reason. Because I do feel like it takes two to tango. And if Violet did see, like, okay, Ben was having one of his episodes because he couldn't deal with the overall A-listness of what comes with Jennifer Lopez. A lot of pomp and circumstance comes with her. It's like, he's an A-list actor. Yes, she's on the A-list as well, but Jennifer Lopez is a whole brand. She's more than just an actress, someone who does music. She's a Jill of all trades. She does a lot of things. She's also a brander or a brand, which is she sells a lot of products for her audience to pay for, be it alcohol, perfumes, clothes, hair products, or whatever that she does. Ben is just, I'm an actor and I'm a filmmaker. He sticks with that, who speaks fluent Spanish and does other things on the side. He's not really all about the A-list lifestyle or being in the spotlight. So I could totally see, like, he's not about that. And I could understand, like, why he would feel a way because of, like, the paparazzi and all this stuff. Apparently, if you're a low-key guy that wants to be in a relationship with somebody who's very high maintenance, the press is not going to leave you alone, especially TMZ and all the paparazzi people. So that's why I was like, when I heard this story, I'm not buying this. Now, maybe there might be some truth in the fact of, well, Violet's like, you know what? I like being around Jennifer because she's, even though she is a woman in her 50s, she exudes this youthful personality, which I've always liked about her, is the fact that, and shout out to all the Puerto Rican women, because me growing up in New York, and having a lot of family in those circles, how y'all be aging backwards. And it's like, you look like a woman of a certain age, but y'all don't age. It's like, you age slow. You age like vampires. Black people too, but for the most part, we talking about the Latinas. And Jennifer exudes this youthful spirit. So, and child, when I was looking at Violet, I'm like, she looks so much like Jennifer Garner, like a splitting image. She spit her out. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Do you believe this story in regards of Violet saying that she felt like a pawn during Jennifer's split from her father? I mean, maybe there could be some truth into that, you know what, maybe with Jennifer and Violet hanging out, that she thought there'd be some hope of Ben wanting to work it out. But I feel like Ben was just so set in his ways. He thought that, 20 some odd years later that we've matured, we're older, but then whatever was happening, that old trigger about the paparazzi and all these other nosy people asserting themselves in their marriage. And he's just like, you know what? I thought I could do it and I can't. But girl, don't go back to him if he try to come after you again. Just get them, just pipe him down. Just throw it back a little bit. And then when he nut, leave him in the bed and go about your business. Just give him a little song every now and again. But don't marry him. Please don't. You don't got to marry every man that slide a peen up in you. I don't know. Y'all need to get out that old school term. Now it's just like, go get your nut off and keep it moving. It's a lot better doing it that way. You ain't got to deal with all the drama and the heartbreak of it all. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay. Okay, let's see where we are with the comments. Madonna said Europeans built America, stolen and exploited African workers, also built the U.S., and the debt of reparations is still owed to them. Oh, and the Southwest used to be Mexico, so what now? Ooh. I mean, no lies detected. The president of Argentina, Javier Milei, gave him the chainsaw. It was his campaign gag that he was going to slash. They are so corny. And it's funny, like, after I read when it said the slash government budget, I didn't even read when you put corny as hell. But we here, because I'm like, that is so corny. These damn, and that's why I found it funny, because I was watching this one interview, and this guy was like, he was saying all the right things, but then he went and said, oh, Elon Musk don't care about the attention and stuff like Trump. I'm like, he was full of shit with that one. I agree with you on everything else, but no. He basically loves the attention. Definitely, he loves the attention. So for people out here thinking that Elon don't like the spotlight, he does. He just weird and awkward. He just does not have that. He does not have that thing that Trump has. And yes, you may not like the stuff that come out of Trump's mouth, and trust me, I do think he's an idiot. But he's charming when he needs to be. And sociopaths are charming. So are serial killers. And it said, I want us out of this group chat they keep for us. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, child, yes. Ben Affleck, child, I almost got moist when I heard him speak Spanish. I'm like, fluent Spanish. I gagged when I heard him speak Spanish. I'm like, look, what? Okay. I forgot what I saw. Oh, I think he did an interview. I can't remember what movie. He did the interview entirely in Spanish. You said Violet is the split. Yes, she is. She looks so much like her mother. Exactly. We didn't put that on a t-shirt. Get your nut and keep it moving. You know, sometimes I be saying so much stuff. I don't even know half the stuff I be saying. My friends be like, you have so many phrases you can put on a shirt. I need to start doing merch, actually. Okay, so how many? Let's see. Okay, so we have 5 more topics left into today's show. So if you can, please do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Definitely helps with the algorithm, pushing it out there for other people to want to watch this, either the full show or the clips I'm going to be editing and posting up later. Also, I'll be putting timestamps into the show for those who want to chime on in and check out what I'm doing over here. I want to get through the banter and all the stuff that we do during the live chat. Okay, so now without further ado, let's talk about Miss Lizzo, who's out here showing off her new body. Body, yada, yada. I mean, she's not fully snatched, but she's on her way. And this goes to show that, you know what, a lot of you people out here that like to talk about, I like being a big girl. And I was like, y'all's a damn lie. I don't know why people just act like it's a wrong thing to actually admit that you like being that you don't like being a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with being admitting it. I feel like the sooner people admit stuff, the better. And nobody's saying like it's a bad thing, but it's like if you want to make yourself better for your own reason, like I said, if you want to lose weight, lose it on your own accord. Don't do it because you want acceptance from a certain community and all the other stuff, because that wears off after a while. But yeah, she's getting praise. And it goes to show that, you know what, we just got to talk about the things. And people get mad if you want to bring something like this up. But hold on, let me pull up this picture. So you see, Mama is snatched. Even the booty is sitting. So yeah, there was another picture I was going to post. I said, I'm going to get in trouble with that one because it was like she was damn near naked. Like the whole cheeks was out. So yeah, so they said Lizzo showed off her dramatic weight loss in a new underwear selfie on Instagram on Wednesday. Now in the snap, the Good as Hell singer was dressed in a black Yitty mesh plunge bralette and a matching panty as she looked back at herself in the mirror while taking the picture, saying, "Me, myself, and all my memes." This is what she captured in the carousel post, which included several memes. Now, several fans praised Lizzo's body transformation in the comments section of her post. Said, "Oh, she taking it," wrote one user. Another person put, "Baby, y'all, what y'all gonna say now? Lizzo ain't playing." Another person said, "I was here before the transformation. I love both." Another person said, "Wow, amazing transformation. You look great, sister. Love it," said a fourth netizen. Another person said, "Girl, you look like the bomb." Somebody black wrote that. But here, let me pull up the full photo. If y'all haven't seen, come on, the cheeks is cheeking. She looks snatched for the guards. Like body work. I mean, look, money well spent, I'll say, of her actually in the gym taking the time to work it out, because she has been accused of using Ozempic, because that seems to be the go-to answer for everything. Even Christina Aguilera has been accused. I would not be surprised if y'all to accuse Ariana Grande, who's been looking skinnier than ever, of using Ozempic. Not everybody uses these quick result drugs to lose weight. She's actually put in the time and the effort to hit the gym. She has been posting photos on her social media over the past couple of months over her taking the time to work out. She even announced that she was like, "I'm gonna go into like losing a lot of weight." And I feel like it's she started revealing it like in September of last year, where she was showing her losing weight. So she said, "When you finally get Ozempic allegations after 5 months of weight training and calorie deficit," she wrote in the Instagram carousel. She also joked that the allegations were like a reward after spending months in the gym. So for Halloween last year, the 4-time Grammy winner poked fun at the Ozempic allegations further by dressing up as the meds. So yeah, she's being called out for something. And it's like, you know what? Why can't we just congratulate people on taking the time to lose weight? And I feel like, you know what? With her losing all the weight, the body's coming together. The face looks a lot slimmer. So, because, you know, you show a lot of weight gain in your face and all sort of stuff, but she looks good. But my question is this. Now, with her showing off this new body, does this take away from those allegations of her being inappropriate with coworkers, that whole case or whatever? Did they resolve that? I don't remember if they did. But wait, hold on. There was another picture. I was like, mm-mm. I was like, yeah, come on, body. The boobs is hanging low, but that goes to show she ain't got implants. Those are natural. And the glasses is cute. But I like this one. I was like, you better show off them curves. Like I feel like, yeah, she's giving me roundaway Banji girl with this look and all that other stuff. So yeah, congratulations to you, Lizzo. I don't know, I don't know if she's been working on her music, if she has a new album coming out, but you know, she got the it seems to be an ongoing thing. Look, Adele, remember when she was big at one point and she lost all the weight? Now we got Lizzo. We have so many other people over the years who was just like, oh yeah, I love being a big girl, and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden they come out slimmer, and it goes to show y'all was just saying that because you were trying to overcompensate and clap back at the haters, but that's not how you truly felt. Because if you did, you would still sit on the fact that you was a big girl. And there's nothing wrong with, we're not trying to throw shade at actual people out here who just big and you love being in your skin and your body and all that other stuff. But for the most part, a lot of these people who sit up here and run their mouth and say that, it kind of proves like y'all a bunch of damn hypocrites. But I'm glad that she decided to take her body, her life, her health into her own hands and work on getting better. She got a lot of time on her hands because she ain't working, like I said, because of them allegations that has been thrown in her direction. So I'd love to hear from you. What do you guys think about Lizzo's recent weight loss? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. You said ex-Proud Boys leader Enrique was arrested because he harassed a female protester. See, and this is the ultimate cackle. Have y'all noticed there's a trend with all of this? That everybody who was locked up for the January 6th stuff is getting rearrested. And a lot of these idiots think because they have been, that because Trump pardoned them, they think that's just a for life pardon. Like, oh, well, you can't charge me for future stuff. That just goes to y'all know nothing about the law. Like, you are not him. You can't anything that, like, he is Teflon Don. Y'all are not the same. So yeah, you get locked up, you get locked up. Like somebody got killed in a shootout that was a former January 6er that was pardoned. Another person got arrested for SAing a woman while she was intoxicated. So it's been a list of people who have been rearrested. So y'all are just dumb. The body positivity was always put on, but good on. Exactly. It always feels like a put on. That's what I was trying to get at. And this comes across as hypocritical. That it was like, yeah, you trying to put on a face. For now, I suspect future issues, but support anyone's health journey. These weight loss drugs can present issues. So I've heard that it overall is like that there's people that end up with ailments and things. I think didn't Sharon Osbourne come out and say that she had like side effects or something from using Ozempic? Now she gonna fat shame my dances even harder. As I don't know anything about her music, but only time I see Lizzo was when she being messy online or in the clearance bin. Chill. Well, look, I'm not a real big Lizzo fan either. I mean, when I was out in LA, they was playing her music a lot. And that's how I also discovered Blackpink too. When I was out in LA, they was playing a lot of K-pop. But when it comes down to Lizzo, they play her music a lot at the Garden too. So I'm not big on her. I do love that Ready to Be Loved song. Okay, so I'm gonna move some things around because I was like, since we on the big girl bandwagon, let's go from one former big girl to a big girl. And let's talk about Dank DeMoss. Now, you know, we talked about her yesterday. I don't know if I want to say I apologize for going so hard on her, but you want to know something? I said what I said, and it is what it is. But now it seems like the grift is even grifting harder. And you know what? And the reason why I stand by why I say what I say, because of this mess. Now, because she couldn't grift on the backs of the gays, because remember, she said that we accommodate the LGBTQ community, that fat people should be accommodated. A word she couldn't even bring herself to say, because apparently fat is a bad word. Fat is a slur. Okay, sis. If you like it, I love it. But now she out here trying to sell her fupa for a coin. So yeah, she's trying to make a adult toy collection out of her fupa. Now, for those who don't know what a fupa is, fat upper pussy area. That is what it's called. So I'm like, girl, can you even see your pussy? How the hell are they gonna make a mole out of it? When the last time you seen it? But look, I be saying the same thing with these big men out here. You ain't seen your dick in a month of Sundays, and you trying to make a whole situation out of it. But anyway, I digress. So there's a video, but before we get to it, so yeah, so this same chick who accused Lyft of discrimination and used that as an opportunity to get her behind on the Breakfast Club and decided to try to play a victim like she a part of the LGBTQ community. Well, we accommodate the gays, so y'all should accommodate fat people. I don't know on what planet the LGBTQ community is being accommodated, but okay, sis. But I guess because you're mentally, you got to be slow. About as slow as you walked in that room to sit your ass in that chair at the Breakfast Club. Now you want to come out and say this foolishness. And so now I feel like with all of this, because it didn't work, because things is not coming fast enough, now you're trying to use your celebrity. Because you're supposed to be a rapper. How about using your music? How about using this opportunity to promote your music? She's promoting everything but the music. So because the whole lip thing isn't working out, and the whole controversy has died down from her making a comment about equating being a big girl to being fat to being a homosexual, now she want to sell her coochie to the people. First of all, ain't no mold wide or deep enough that a man is going to want to stick his inches in to want to be in close proximity to that vagina that she got. That, like I said, she ain't seen since she was probably born. So let's get to the video. Shout out to the Jasmine brand of her talking about getting her fupa, selling her fupa, and then we all that buy it. Well, that's your money. You do you, niece. I don't know where she's selling, the Amazon. Let's roll the video.
Good.
You know me?
I do know you.
You know me? Hey.
Yeah.
Big name for a big motherfucker reason now.
Nah. We're gonna talk about this motherfucker. Coochie
Okay,
mode.
look.
This coochie mode that we making. What's happening?
Hey, they gonna, I don't know.
We're gonna mold it.
No.
Big Dank delivery.
It's gonna be called the biggest coochie. That's what's gonna be called.
The biggest coochie. And I don't just want the coochie part, I want the fupa too.
The biggest.
I need the fupa. Yeah, I need everything.
That's gonna be more.
Mo. The bonus?
Look, that's the bonus. You get the fupa for the bonus. You get the coochie. You pay for the coochie first. Then you got the option for the coochie to come with the fupa.
See, this is the greed they talked about in the Bible, okay? Because you want to get extra for the fupa.
You have extra for the fupa.
Selfish.
No.
Cause
you know me?
I do know you.
You know me? Hey.
Yeah.
Big name for a big motherfucker reason now.
Okay, so y'all got the gist. Child, I can't. But you want to know something? I feel like I read her enough. Let's go to the comments of what the people said over here in Jasmine Brand. Because we love when the people be speaking. You know, I like to give the people a voice. So they said, so one person said, this lady is going to do everything except lower her calorie count. Child, I'm done. Another person said, please get her off my feed. Another person said, hold my hand when I tell this. Nobody asked for this. Another person said, all that fake acting 100% for attention. To do this is sadly showing her real intentions. Another person said, we are not making her famous. Another person said, at some point, y'all got to stop posting foolishness because this was uncalled for. Another person said, adult toys and that chick don't belong in the same sentence. Another person said, oh, hell no. Keep that big stanky danky for them, mom. Okay, I can't. Y'all are funny in these damn comments. But look, not the stanky danky. She talking about the biggest coochie. Girl, I seen some big coochies. Nobody want to go near that. I mean, quiet as it's kept. You might as well just what they call that? You could probably bungee jump in that coochie if you want to call it the biggest one. You could wrap a rope around somebody's waist and you spread the legs and they go up at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro and they could probably deep dive in that shit. But it was like, anybody trying to go near that? Now you out here trying to be an OnlyFans creator or selling sex toys? Bitch, I would rather buy Candy Burris sex toys before I buy yours. What's it called? Candy coated, I can't remember what it's called. Whatever, it's candy coated. I'd rather buy Candy Burris sex toy before I buy your best. And look, everybody's is entitled to make their coins the way they want to make them. But I just find it utterly irritating that it's like the person said in the comment that I read, this is literally showing your intentions. You use that whole situation about Lyft for clout. I do not feel like that you was really discriminated against. You saw it as an opportunity to get famous and you took it. And that was smart on you to do that. But girl, this is like your 15 minutes of fame is up. We done moved on. I would rather buy a sex tape from, I'd rather buy a Shamar sex tape before I see a Dank DeMoss sex toy in my vicinity or in my eye line. So, girl, go somewhere with this foolishness. But I agree. We're not making that big back bitch any more famous than she already is. And for those of you that, you're fat shaming, go play in traffic, please. Go touch some grass. Go get hit by an 18-wheeler. Ain't nobody got time for the fake modesty. We're going to call it for what it is. If you're going to sit up in here and try to use this as a way to grift your way into some shit, we're going to talk about it and you're going to get read down to the floor. It is what it is. So I say, well, all this to say, what do you think of this foolishness? Are y'all even going to waste y'all coins to try to go out? Ain't enough money in the world. Somebody going to want to slide a meat up in her, in a molded version of her vagina. Nobody. I mean, I don't even think men who got a fat fetish is even going to want to buy some of that food. Or maybe they will for where she's from, because it'll probably don't take a lot of brain cells to think or act like how she does any damn way. But if you like it, I love it. That's all I'm going to say about it. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. So, child, good night. Not the excuse me. It said now all those who defended and coddled her, that part, because you ain't see yesterday's episode when I went in on her. I knew got the clip. I'm gonna upload it to the social medias. And I was ready. I was like, child, they gonna read me down to the floor for what I said. But you wanna know something? I said what I said about it. But now that this video comes out, I don't say stuff just to be mean about people. Like, I see through the bullshit. And it takes this situation for a lot of y'all to see through the BS. And now you see it. I said this was all a grift from her from the beginning. She knew her big ass was not going to fit in that damn car, because when you use Uber or Lyft or whatever, you definitely can see the vehicle that you purchased before they agree to come pick your ass up. And you knew you was going to get your 8 stomachs up in that damn vehicle. So now you want to, it's discrimination. Bitch, then get a car then. In that case, get a car with a big old forklift in the back that they could lift you up and ride you around in and get what you need to get. Because like if you do Lyft or these other vehicles, that the cars are not always going to be to fit how you going to fit. You got to think about these people that's their bread and butter, that they're driving around all day having to pump gas in, keep it clean, keep it fresh and nice and all that other stuff, because they're like our new version of cab drivers. I mean, I don't take a regular cab. I use Uber. So, especially when it's like really cold out and I'm trying to get home. Or I get stranded somewhere, like the other day when there was no trains going into Queens because it was a signal problem. No trains was going. And they said there are chasers out there. I was too young when I found my fat uncle's fat. Oh yeah, I've seen those too. Like, I've been to people's house, like friends of mine's houses, and then they be like pulling out their parents' corn collection, and yeah, they be having them same videos, the VHS tape. There's plenty of people out there that got that big girl fetish. I'm sure that there's men out there that was beat they meat to that damn Breakfast Club interview too. Yes, thank you. I did cock when I read that. I was referring to Angela winning an Oscar for a role and not the honorary BS. She probably had to play an elderly, non-threatening slave woman for them to. Well, yeah, I mean, for them to give her one based off of a performance and not an honorary one, probably. When she said, "I'm not saying the F word," she's not saying the F word, but she gonna sell that P word. Okay, but anyway, so where are we? Because I did change the stuff around. So what are we getting into now? Oh, let's talk about Lady Gaga, who just announced today that she is, I mean, although this was not necessarily announcement news, I think we all knew there were rumors going around that she was going to be doing a a performance in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil at the Copacabana beach. There were stories about that she was going to be doing that a while back. But today she confirmed it, that she is actually going to be doing this massive free concert in Brazil. Shout out to all the Brazilians. So on May 3rd, the musician will headline a performance at Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro as part of the Todo Mundo Un Rio initiative, or No Rio, initiative, which aims to highlight economic benefits of entertainment in the city. The event will be free and open to the public on first-come, first-served basis, saying, "It's a great honor to be asked to sing for Rio. For my whole career, the fans of Brazil have been part of the lifeblood of the Little Monsters. I've been dying to come perform for you for years and was heartbroken when I had to cancel years ago because I was hospitalized. In 2017, the singer canceled her appearance at Rock in Rio after suffering severe physical pain that has impacted her ability to perform." Is it the fibromyalgia? I'm thinking that's probably what it was, that she had probably found out that she was suffering from. So they said, "Your understanding that I needed that time to heal meant the world to me. I am now coming back and I feel better than ever. And I'm working so hard to make sure this show is one you will never forget. Get ready for mayhem on the beach," which is basically the exact poster that she has called it. Well, this is from the Chromatica Ball. And, which I thought was pretty good. So yeah, that's the full poster where you saw like the little picture or whatever, and you already know where I'm about to go with this. Y'all already know where I'm about to go with this. So, and then a little pop, a certain iconic pop musician by the name of Madonna that did this last year. And now they're saying like, here she go yet again copying. But you want to know something? Madonna should not be the only person, and I'm gonna say this like this: Madonna's not gonna be the only person that is gonna do the whole Rio concert for free on Copacabana Beach. Madonna did it. Katy Perry did it with that album nobody bought, 143, and now we have Lady Gaga doing it as well. But one of my friends who's a huge Madonna fan said, "Well, at least she's consistent." In regards of, everything that Madonna has done in the past, but Gaga follows and does the same thing. Whether it's making your song Born This Way sound similar to Express Yourself, certain songs having similarities to Madonna's music aesthetic, certain costumes that Gaga wears or video visuals, like Alejandro looking very familiar in regards of Madonna's like a prayer music video, some of the stuff that's up in there with like the religious imagery and the cross on fire and all that other stuff. So yeah, there's always kind of been this kinship of resemblance with that. And look, there's nothing wrong with being someone who loves Madonna, takes a lot from the blueprint that she has laid out in regards of visual art and her stage performances, because a lot of you artists from Beyonce, Britney, Lady Gaga, Kylie Minogue, all of you have taken a page out of the Madonna blueprint in regards of how she puts on her 3 acts with the stage performances and stuff. Although there are complaints about Kylie's recent tour, we already talked about it, but the overall structure of how Madonna does her shows, where the songs are used to tell a story, rather than I'm just going to sit up in here and perform the hits, a lot of artists have taken from that. So, just give her things, give her her flowers. We know she's an icon, but then when you try to give this little side eye thing of trying to pretend, oh yeah, well, the difference between her is that I'm a better singer, or I actually play an instrument. No, the better singer shit came from Katy Perry, because apparently her and Gaga are adversaries. Because when they both came out around the same time, they were kind of like rivals, which I didn't know about until I saw this YouTube video that somebody pointed out to me or whatever. Can't remember who exactly, but I saw a video where apparently they were adversaries and they came across each other. I think it was at like the train station. It looked like it was at Amtrak. And she was like, "Oh, she's like Madonna, but she's a better singer." And I was like, "Okay, bitch. Now, why do you have to get Madonna that straight? Because number one, quiet as it's kept, Madonna can sing better than Katy Perry. I've heard Katy Perry sing live. She ain't that great of a singer either. So if you want to sit up here and try to critique somebody's vocal ability, ma'am, you need to check your throat before you try to come for someone else's." And so when it comes down to it, apparently there were adversaries and those other stuff, and then that's when Gaga was asked about Katy Perry or something other with "I Kissed a Girl," and she was like, "I don't think she's ever kissed a girl." they put all the receipts up in there. I can't remember, somewhere on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but look, I'm sure it's going to be a great show. I'm definitely, well, I'm nosy, so I definitely want to see this show when it comes out. And when they say it was coming out again, May 3rd. The new album comes out next month in about a week. I would say 2 weeks actually. Because it's March 1st is what, like a Saturday or something or another. So I know like we're getting, or I can't remember what the top. Wait, let me see, because I do have a calendar. Oh yeah, March 1st is a Saturday. I can't remember exactly the date that Lady Gaga's album comes out. I think it's the 7th, right? So yeah, that's a Friday. So that's 2 weeks from now. We're getting Mayhem. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing it. I'm definitely looking to see what she's actually going to bring visually to her stage show. Is the Rio show going to be similar to Coachella? Because she's doing 2 nights, which would be the 2 weeks of Coachella. She's doing Coachella. She's doing this Rio show at Copacabana Beach. And I'm hoping like it's going to be, they'll switch it up a little bit and not make it the exact same show. Because remember, when Madonna did the Rio show, it was literally the celebration tour that she gave them out there for free. And it's like, you know what? I performed this show around the world. I made a shit ton of money. I'm going to give y'all a free show. And we saw it, and no shade, but a lot of people felt that the celebration tour in Rio was better than what we were getting from a lot of the show in other places. And hope that they actually use that video for the live DVD or whatever release, however she's going to release it. So I definitely want to hear from you. Are you guys excited for this Gaga show in Brazil? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Oh my grandma. Do you think she's going to surpass Madonna's record? Possibly, maybe, but probably not. Well, you already know they're going to try to count and they're going to come up with the comparisons. I'm just waiting for it. But I don't know, but she made it seem like that she's huge in Brazil and stuff, and she has like this big Latin audience. But based off of some of the stuff I've heard, I was like, she don't really have as big of a Latin audience as like Madonna does. I mean, you have put like Latin vibes in your song. Like when you listen to Alejandro, you hear it, which is basically like a ripoff of an Ace of Base track, if you really think about it. And I love Alejandro, but it does have that Ace of Base vibe with the production. And when you but as far as like, I think out of curiosity, because they've probably never seen a Lady Gaga, like she's never gotten to perform there. So, and Madonna's performed in Brazil before, so she might surpass her number. We'll see. Okay, 143 was rocking Rio. Okay, well, I knew it was somewhere in Rio. They were doing something in Rio. I remember a viral tweet from last year about how an evil lady named Taylor is masterfinding Africa. Not Taylor Swift. You said an evil lady named Taylor, and that's funny. Share. Not to hate on Brazil or nothing, but why they always getting the free concerts? Because they fine as hell. That's probably why. And there's a lot of content creators out there. And that is a good question. Why is it only that Brazil does get the free concert? That is a good question. I would love to understand it. So my Brazilian people, fan out and feed us that information. Why is it that y'all do get the free concerts and everywhere else it's like, yeah, we got to pay for that? But they say that they're doing it for like, what was it, to raise awareness or whatever with the entertainment and all that stuff. So maybe it's helping out with the economy or something. I don't know. Brazil has lots of dedicated fans and people. A lot of the fan pages on Twitter and IG are run by Brazilians. Not make her Alejandro La Bonita. I mean, I could definitely see that was the structure. But then when you listen to a Sonic, I'm like, this is the Ace of Base track. I remember Billy said something about how her first fan page was a Billie Eilish Brazil account. Well, it probably is that, you know what, they are very loyal out there. But outside of Brazil, does she have like fans where it's like you can go to Colombia? Can you go to Mexico City? Can you go to Puerto Rico? Can you go to all the different Latin American countries? I mean, Latin America areas in Latin America and beyond outside of Brazil. Does Lady Gaga have that fan base? I don't know. Like Madonna can go around the world, but she's had 4 decades to build that fandom. Not HIV money. Oh, is that what it's for? Like to raise money for that, or is that a joke? I have to look that up. Okay. Now, speaking of Katy Perry, let's get into her because apparently she out here showing her entire ass. And I don't think anybody should be surprised by this because I've heard that Katy is not the nicest person. So apparently, according to reports, she's been branded entitled and unforgivable by the family of the 85-year-old veteran she ousted from her $15 million Montecito, California mansion, and who she is now suing for $6 million in lost rental value and alleged damage. Now, Perry, who's 40, became engaged in a bitter real estate battle with Carl Westcott back in 2020 when she struck a deal to buy his Montecito home for $15 million, only for the entrepreneur to back out just days later, claiming he had been under the influence of painkillers when he agreed to the sale. Look, if you don't want to sell the house, you ain't got to sell the house. Oh, shoot. Hold on, because I didn't close it out. So now, okay, I got it. So they said the combination of his age, frailty, and his back condition and recent surgery and the opiates he was taking several times a day rendered Mr. Westcott of unsound mind. This is what his lawyers stated in court documents. However, Perry's representatives argue that Westcott, a business mogul who founded 1-800-Flowers, had been of sound mind when he agreed to the deal, and that he only wanted to back out because he hadn't been able to find an alternative Montecito property to his liking or budget. Their years-long legal battle was finally resolved in December of 2023 when a judge ruled in Perry's favor and ordered that the original sale contract, which was arranged via the pop star's business manager Bernie Gudvey, should be upheld. Now, Perry officially took possession of the home in May of 2024. The sprawling 1930s era, 9,285 square foot compound sits amongst the Santa Ynez foothills, and has 8 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, a tennis court, 2 guest houses, and a pool. See what mediocrity gets you? Now, while the ownership of the property has been cemented in court, the Dark Horse singer is now seeking up to $6 million in damages from Westcott, a move that has been slammed by his family, who have accused her of having zero empathy. Well, what did y'all expect? We've all heard that she's like a horrible person, but whatever. Y'all work it out in the court. So now in an interview with The Sun, Westcott's son, Chart, you didn't even child Chart, 39, slammed Perry's entitled celebrity behavior, questioning why someone with her wealth and status would sit upon pursuing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against a man who has been bedridden for well over 18 months. Saying, quote, if an old man apologizes and says he made a mistake about the house sale and she's a rich pop star who can buy any other house in the world, you think she would let the old man go on his way. It's entitled celebrity behavior. She has no sense of fair play, no empathy, zero empathy, quite the opposite. The worst, the condition my father is in, the harsher they've been in trial. It's unfortunate to see the way her lawyers have conducted themselves, bottom of the barrel in terms of ethics. So they said that he went on to allege that there's no other explanation for her decision other than greed before slamming Perry and her husband, well, they're not married, Orlando Bloom, as unforgivable. Has he worked since he's gotten with her? I know he did one movie that went direct to Hulu. So I guess he's acting in some way. He's acting straight to the streaming service. So they said Perry has thus far paid $9 million for the $15 million estate and wants $6 million knocked off the price for various interior and exterior damages, repairs, and lost rental income since the time of the real estate deal. She reportedly hired a team of 25 experts to look for faults. And damn, you need that many? You could just hire one, or maybe two of the most. You need 25 experts. She must have OCD. So they said Westcott's family is disputing the pop star's claims, and Perry will now need to appear in a Los Angeles. Child, y'all need to proofread before y'all hit send, because it says in a Los Angeles to testify, and you mean a court room. While a subpoena motion has been put before the court seeking to force Bloom to also appear during the trial. Now, Perry's manager has accused the family of harassing Bloom, claimed that they are attempting to turn the trial into a media circus by asking a judge to force the actor to appear in court. Now, Westcott has only owned a home for a matter of months when he agreed to sell it. Why would you buy a house for a couple of months? I don't understand. I guess, man, you know what? When it comes to rich people, it must be that y'all just be throwing away money. Like, oh, I got all this money. Let me just buy a house. And then months later, you're like, you know what? I don't like the house. Let me sell it. What the fuck you mean buying it for? Like, I don't understand. I guess maybe because when we're not someone who has like millions of dollars sitting in the bank, then that we don't know what to do with, we can kind of think like that. But when you rich, you're just like, you know what? I've been living here 3 months. I'm not feeling it. I want to sell it. And now you being indecisive again. So you was indecisive the first time when you were selling the house. And now before you decided to sell the house. And now you indecisive again. But yeah, they said that Westcott only owned the home in a matter of months when he agreed to sell the property to Perry's manager, having purchased it in May of 2020 for $11.25 million. According to the Wall Street Journal, Perry outbid Maria Shriver in order to secure the home. However, it's unclear whether she had planned to use the mansion as a primary residence for her family, which includes her daughter, Daisy Dove, whom she shares with Bloom. Now, after Westcott attempted to back out of the deal, Perry purchased a second Montecito home for $14.2 million, and she's is still understood to own that property. And she is still understood. Okay, that last sentence didn't make no sense. But y'all got the gist. Look at me. I'm literally in here proofreading their writing as I'm reading it. And I'm like, sometimes I be telling, well, damn, I can't read. No, y'all can't write. So, so she got another house for $14.2 million, has this house $11.25, and having all these problems, and now want to knock some money off. I don't even know what I would do if I had all of that for a house, but I don't know. Katy, you're a mess. The man is old. The man has dementia. The man's got a lot of problems. Leave him alone. I say just sell that house. Stay at the one you at, the one that you paid $14 million for. But I guess it's the principal. She's in a court. She's wrapped up in a court case, so she can't let it go. But I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Katy Perry and this whole court case situation? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. All right. He said, my new Madonna remix collection I have coming out. The guy who was posting it on his page is Brazilian. Well, shout out to the Brazilians. I've had great sexual encounters with Brazilian men. You know, they're good for other things besides that, but I just had to point that out. But he said, we know the truth about how disastrous the Born This Way ball was. 6 tickets for the price of 1. Yeah, I don't like when they be trying to pull them little stunts and shows and stuff. Although I did think the Born This Way ball was cute, though. Gaga is the most streamed female artist right now. That even gagged me. I guess probably because, you know, with Abracadabra. And you want to know something? She has really been pushing that song. Like, she released a behind the scenes making of the full rehearsal, which I actually like, because I was sitting there watching the choreography and the attention to detail, especially the stuff that you really didn't get to pick up in the music video, because, you know, when you do videos, it's cuts and stuff. I was looking for, you know, when she goes, help me on the earth tonight. And they all doing that little dance. And you see the men on the side, they're doing full of different choreography on the left and on the right. They're still keeping. I'm like, I love the intricacy of that's the type of choreography I love. I love intricacies of stuff where it's like one group is doing one thing, another group is doing something else, and you're literally like trying to pick up all the little nuances and stuff. So I was like, okay. And I also got to give it up to Gaga. She has definitely stepped her pussy up in her choreography. Because remember, before I was like, girl, you dance like you on stilts. But she really picked it up. And she said that she had been rehearsing with dancing for months before they started to do the video for Abracadabra. Because when those professional dancers walked in that room, and she had many icon dancers, like she even had Miguel Zarate, who y'all know does the choreography for RuPaul's Drag Race, whenever they do the musicals. And so many other iconic dancers that are pretty much choreographers now. They don't dance anymore, like professionally. And she had like so many of the dancers that I've seen. Like I remember you when you was on, so you did you could dance in so many other shows. I remember Miguel Zarate back when he was on this show with oh my God, I can't remember his name. It was Michael Silas. I remember when they was on this reality show together. It was like a dance show. Came out in the 2000s. I remember they used to butt heads too. But Michael Silas still dances. Remember, he danced for that. He danced. He was a dancer for Drag Race. Miguel Zarate is a choreographer for that Drag Race. I wonder if he's going to be doing the musical tonight because he's been on the ones as of late. But I think it is because she's the most streamed artist right now because of Abracadabra, and she's been promoting the hell out of that damn song. And I like the behind the scenes footage. And also, she recently did the lie detector test episode for who was it, Vanity Fair. That was actually cute too. Watching her being all like nervous and how she was acting in that, I was laughing watching that clip. So. Especially at the end when they asked about about the 99 people in a room or whatever. I was like, y'all are messy with that. I wonder if this story will make people cancel their tickets for her show because that's just probably not. But I wonder how many tickets she sold for this 143 thing anyway, because I don't know anybody in America that cares for that record. But are they going to want to pay to see her live? And I told her she's coming to the Garden too. Brazil is huge and with a big population, lots of faggotry. So yes, both Madonna and Gaga probably both extremely famous. All the gays live out there. Well, you know, Nico from Nico Aesthetics, he runs out to Brazil whenever he need to make content. And them Brazilian men is fine as hell. And another thing too, Raheem Shabazz I think lives out there too. Make Katy a Marvel. Okay. I mean, she don't need to be a Marvel villain, but them costumes and stuff she wears, she's already a villain. So you can cancel tickets or ask for refunds. Have to wait for a cancellation or something bad. That's Live Nation rules. Once you bought the tickets, you bought the tickets. Or you could do a resell, as some people do. Because one of my friends said that he was going to do a resell of his Nine Inch Nails tickets so that way he could repurchase and then he and I can get tickets together for when, when we go in September. And to the one at the Barclays Center, Katy won the battle, but Gaga won the. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Oh, you saw the same show? That's what someone said about the two main pop girls of the 2010s transitioning into the 2020s. That was the YouTube video that I saw. Oh, and I got your post, the tag. I forgot to mention what we was talking about in regards of the why there no gay male pop stars or something, or male pop stars or whatever the case was. A lot of people in the comments, they really answered that one. And I was here for it. Now, if I could find it. Oh, yeah. It was like Marsha from Drag Race. So I was asking because I was like, is this why we don't have mainstream male pop stars? And one person said, I disagree. I think women is just what sells right now. Also, we experience a complete faggotration, I think is what they were trying to say, of folks like Sam Smith and Lil Nas X. So they come out now and again with singles. It's just that in the era of streaming, fewer artists are about the longevity and the art of the album and not just the song. Often older women, Beyonce, Taylor, SZA, only make albums. What we need is a good male homo that makes a good, solid, complete album. They need to invest in, and this is somebody I absolutely love, Duran Bernard, or even Sam can take their time to make one this time. I love me some Duran Bernard. He's the one that puts out a lot of really good music, a lot of concept albums and all this other stuff. So I listen to him. But they do need to invest in a lot of male artists because they were trying to talk about Benson Boone and talking about that he's put together. Oh, they just tell him to put that stuff on. Maybe that is, and or they make you dress up flamboyant, but then you straight. I was like, whatever. Who said dancing alone is straight? Allegedly. And then another person said Troy Sivan is a trailblazer? Question mark. Had with a bunch of laugh emojis. I don't know where to start. He is so confused. He is young. He doesn't know about the history of pop music. And if a current male artist uses choreography, set designs, and costumes, he is going to dismiss them as just doing what they are told. So many of the female pop divas have a team of stylists behind them, but when men have them, they are just doing what they are told. I guess they were going in on what Marsha said. Because like, oh, you're a man's being told what he's wearing. I'm like, guys have teams too, but I do think like men are not. Are some men are afraid to take, excuse me, creative risk in regards to like dancing, whatever, because they're afraid of being called gay. There was one person I saw in the comments that said that they went to a Jonas Brothers concert. They said they didn't even give us not even a shimmy. Y'all just sat up there and did this long ass tour or long ass show, and y'all were just standing there. Like I find that boring. Like if you're just going to stand there and strum a guitar. I ain't watching. That's why I said I will never pay to see Mariah Carey live. She be doing the bare minimum. And I heard another person that does the bare minimum now. They said Mary J. Blige. She handing the people the microphone. I was like, bitch, I ain't come here to hear Shaniqua sing, Be Without You. I pay to hear you sing that shit off key. You need to pick up that microphone and, do that stupid little dance you be doing and then sing your little songs. Another person agreed. We know pop and we know how to commit to the bit, the fantasy, the extravaganza. I do agree that most male pop stars are puppets to the game, and there are maybe a handful or less that actually commit to the bit. So, and look, I said, look, if I was in their shoes, I'd have a team of people putting me together and helping me execute my vision. But there's also ways you could do it. There's DIY ways that you can put together what you need to put together. Mm-hmm. They say he was in a big movie last year. Oh, he was? They said, can you imagine yelling out yes, chart, ooh, chart in the bedroom? Because, all she care about is, charts. Then they buy them for investments. Probably. If we're being real, most of Gaga's streams are coming from. Oh, it could be, yeah, it could be that too. Because that with a smile, yeah, that song has literally been on everybody's radar as of late. So you might be right with that. And I don't even like that damn song. That's why I said I still stand by the fact that song is tacked on to the album. Make room for genuinely driven artists. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like if you're driven, I feel like that will seep through. But I feel like also the industry is this thing where they're still trying to gatekeep and not give an opportunity. And I'm sure there's male openly queer pop stars out here that are in the vein of trying to make those, those songs or whatever. Like we have who do I have in my situation? There's Michael Madrano, there's Tom Aspal, there's Z Machine, we have Bentley Robles. Then there was this artist that I started following recently. He kind of does hyperpop. His name is Baby Morocco. He got some good songs. So, there's some men out here that's doing the Charlie XCX, that whole type of vibe. You just got to look out for them. And I like like I said, Duran Bernard. He's another one that y'all need to pay attention to. And Vincent and some of those other queer artists. They're out there. I wish they was giving their flowers though, instead of y'all talking about, the same old 5 people, Lil Nas X and Troy Sivan and all the rest of them. And Sam Smith. All right, so anyway, let's get to our final topic and let's talk about Hunter Schafer, who was opening up about her I was gonna say her passport woes as a trans woman. So yeah, Hunter Schafer, one of Hollywood's highest profile and most in-demand trans performers, has opened up in a revelatory and rare 8-minute video posted on social media to explain her response to receiving a new passport with her sex listed as the gender she was born with, which would be male. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and go and play the whole video, but I'm going to give you, excuse me, a rundown of what has transpired. So now, shout out to Variety for this story. So it says, Euphoria star Hunter Schafer posted a video on her TikTok story in which she revealed that her renewed passport lists her gender as male following Donald Trump's executive order declaring the government will only recognize two genders, male and female. Now, Schaefer is one of the most prominent trans actors in Hollywood thanks to her roles in Euphoria, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Amazon's upcoming Blade Runner 2099, which also stars Michelle Yeoh, by the way, and I'm really looking forward to that. And sidebar, look, when you look at Hunter Schaefer, not even T.S. Madison knew she was trans and gagged, and because she found that out when she was on Roscoe's, and she was like, "Well, if she's like she's trans, how y'all gonna police us in the bathrooms? Like you don't know, you're not gonna know." So she said, I'm sure most of us remember on, I think, the first day of Trump's presidency, he signed an executive order to declare only two genders recognized by the state, male and female assigned at birth. This is what she said in the video. Now, as a result of this, which I wrote down because I want to get it right, the Bureau of Consular Affairs has frozen passport application requesting a gender marker change or renewals new applications with a gender marker differing from an applicant's gender assigned at birth. Now, Schaefer admitted she initially doubted much such a policy would go into action because our president is a lot of talk, and today I saw it on my new passport, male. Well, I don't know why. You know what? I'm not going to windmill you in too hard, Hunter, but when it comes to Trump, he has literally promised everything that he was going to do. That was a part of Project 2025 that he said he don't know nothing about, by the way. He's following through. Now, lowering the price of eggs and stuff, he still ain't do that yet. Because remember, he said he was going to do that on day one. He also said he was going to end the war in Palestine and the Ukraine. War still going on. But, and didn't we already have, like, some of Hamas releasing hostages? So, it's funny how, like, when it comes down to this, it's like, yeah, he's keeping his promises because he's got to pay back those debts that, you know, all those people that gave him money for his campaign, particularly Elon Musk, who gave him almost $300 million for him to infiltrate our government. So now to specify, my gender markers were first changed in my teens when I first got my driver's license and then passports following. All have been female since then. This is what she said. Hasn't really been a problem. However, last year when I was filming in Barcelona, our car got broken into and my bag got stolen. And inside of that was my passport, which was supposed to last me up until my 30s. So I got an emergency passport, which was very simple at the time. It's basically just a copy of my old passport, but temporarily, and only supposed to be used within the year. So as soon as I got back to the States, I had to get this fixed and get it replaced with a real proper passport, which I went to the Federal Passport Agency today in LA and did. I've had to do this one time before. No part of the process was different. I filled everything out just like I normally would, put female, and when it was picked up today and opened it up, they had changed the marker to male. But how would anyone actually know that? Because if she went through all the proper channels and stuff of being identified as female, unless some smug POS was in the office and knew of Hunter Schaefer in the picture and know her from Euphoria and other things, because she is a very famous, one of the most famous trans actors out here. They literally did that on purpose. So they said that Schaefer said that she was speaking out on the matter not to create drama or receive consolation, but because it's worth noting the reality of the situation in that it is actually happening. And I was shocked because I don't know. I just didn't think it was going to actually happen. Oh, so she basically goes into it. She says, I never had my birth certificate changed. So this has led me to believe that I think the agencies who are in charge of the passports and this sort of thing are now required to cross-reference birth certificates, or I don't even exactly know what changed as far as the processing goes. But this is the first time this has happened to me since I changed my gender marker. She says, we're coming up on a decade now or something, and I do believe it is a direct result of the administration our country is currently operating under, and I guess I'm just sort of scared of the way this stuff slowly gets implemented. She continued, I also want to say, I don't give a fuck what they put AM on my passport. It doesn't change really anything about me or my transness. However, it does make life a little harder. Personally, I mean, I haven't tested it out yet. I'll find out next week when I have to travel abroad with my new passport, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come along with having to out myself to like Border Patrol agents and that whole gig much more often than I would like to or is really necessary. And this is just my personal circumstance and thinking about the trans women who this might be also be happening to, our or other trans people. The list only gets longer as far as the intricacies that come along with the difficulty that this brings into real life shit. Saying trans people are beautiful. We are never going to stop existing. I'm never going to stop being a trans or being trans, sorry. A letter on a passport can't change that. And fuck this administration. I don't really have an answer on what to do about this, but I feel like it's important to share. This is real. So, yeah, fuck. Now, she also is set to reprise her role as Jules in the upcoming third season of Euphoria, which I also heard is, well, it's in production, but it's also their final season from what I'm hearing. Well, yeah, at this point, as long as y'all have people wait for this final season, you might as well just wrap it up. Like, everybody's ready to move on. Everybody's careers is big down. I don't know, is Jacob Elordi's career is blown up. Sydney Sweeney's career is blown up. Zendaya's career is blown up, which I'm hearing sidebar. Will Smith is trying to get her to be in a Hancock sequel, prior to play his daughter. And what else? And Hunter Schafer, yeah, her career has blown up since then. Like, she's been in a lot of great films. I liked her in Cuckoo, even though the movie wasn't all that great. I did like her in it. And, you know, every other thing that she's appeared in, I actually like. And she was recently on RuPaul's Drag Race. I thought she did a phenomenal job as a judge, a guest judge. So I do agree. This is actually scary. And I think, like, you know what? I'm glad that she brought this to light because, you know what? Sometimes things don't hit people unless it happens to someone famous. And the fact of the matter is, this is something that she's going through. I didn't even know, like, it was because I'm not a trans person, that when it comes down to your being transgender, do you have to go through the channels of I have to change my birth certificate, the gender on that, or whatever the case is? Because, like she said, and I'm not even confused. I don't know what they did to go and be like, oh, we're just not going to put female on it. We're going to actually put male on her passport. That's not, you know, technically that is the gender she was assigned at birth. However, that is not who she is. And this ignoramus situation that's going on with our federal government being overtaken by this wannabe fascist, this tyrant, this wannabe dictator, this person that's calling and talking about long live the damn king. Motherflower, you wish. I will never bow down to your white ass ever in life. You have to take my life before I do that shit. I don't bow to nobody. Only time you see me getting on my knees is if I'm eating somebody's ass or I got your peen in my mouth. That's the only time I'm ever doing that. I will never bow down to some grown ass man that wants the respect. You do that. You tell your kids to bow down to you. So yeah, so I love the fact that she's bringing it to the attention, so that way people have an idea of how serious this really is, and the dark times that we're currently in. Lord Jesus, about to be a long 4 years. I cannot wait for this mess to be over. So yeah, she said that it has not, to wrap this up, it has not just happened naturally by any means. If I let it happen, it would still be giving transsexual actress before every article ever. This is what she said in GQ magazine last year. And look, she's worked as a person that I'm more than just being trans. I'm an actress. I'm not a transsexual actress. And here we go with the government about to constantly, if I'm traveling out of the country for work, every time I land off a plane in America and I got to go through customs and deal with the border patrol and all this other stuff, now I got to constantly be sweating and getting anxiety and having the stress of whoever's there at the border patrol being ignorant because they see a female on the outside, but then you looking at my damn passport and you seeing the gender that I was born, but not that I am. So shout out to Hunter Schafer and shout out to all the trans people that have to endure this. Unfortunately, yeah, it's going to be a long 4 years. I can't wait for this mess to be over. And you think that the other side to be having the cojones to stand up outside of Maxwell Frost, AOC, and Jasmine Crockett, but everybody else out here running around like a bunch of damn pussies. Whatever. So I want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Wait, hold on. I said, damn, what I got? Oh, are you said has he? Timothy Chalamet has been wearing trans colors in interviews. Oh, that's good on him. I mean, look, he is doing Kylie Jenner, and she does give you transgender girl tease. All jokes aside, she do look like she took a lot of her features from the girls, the dolls. I just heard that the what? Wait, I just heard what the hold up of the final season was. Why? But they had to let go. They had to let go of Jacob. They were fighting to keep him. He's dealing with the Australian case of that joke. He's looking at a decade in jail. He's in jail. I just heard that Jacob Elordi is about to do. Well, he's got a gay movie that he's starring in that's supposed to be coming out. Hmm. Oh, does he? My question is that did Cade go and change up a lot of his stuff? Like, did he change his birth certificate? Did he change all that other stuff that, where he can travel every week? So yeah, I definitely need to look into that story about the whole Jacob Elordi thing. It's never going to end. I feel like it's going to be Republicans until Dems leave gays and minorities behind. Just focus on the working. I just think that what needs to happen with Democrats is y'all need to wake up and stop with we wrote this 900-page citation on what we're doing. Like, nobody cares. Nobody reads anymore. They didn't even read Project 2025 because apparently people out here don't even know what the hell that is. So what you need to do is you need to do the same thing that Republicans are doing. You need to find somebody in the Democratic Party that can go out and talk to the people. Look what these people on the other side are doing. They're taking away this. They're denying this. You lost your home. You lost your farm. You lost this. The price of eggs went up because of Elon and Donald fucking Trump. This is what you need out here. Now, I don't want to say nothing because I want everybody to feel bad and hurt their feelings. They're already feeling bad. Fuck people's feelings. You need to find somebody that is just as passionate, that is emotional, that can get out there and say what needs to be said. Stop trying to coddle people. People are not babies. Like, grow up. And this is why Democrats are going to keep losing, because they don't want to lose those freaking those Jewish donors or whatever the case was. Those Zionists and all that other stuff over there. That's why I don't like Hakeem Jeffries and them fucked up teeth he got, because I feel like he ain't no different than them. He ain't no different than Nancy Pelosi. He is no different than the rest of them. Don't even get me started on these damn politics. It's like, and it's like, I can't. I'm just like, it's so annoying. It's like with everything happening, they're just all like, well, yeah, we're gonna put stuff up on a website that show what we're doing. Nobody cares. We can't even find shit on the Doge website. And you think that people are actually gonna go search to find out what the hell y'all doing on a website? Nobody has time to do that. Y'all need to hit the ground running, get boots on the ground, go into these Rust Belt states, these red states, and start talking to the people. You need to start campaigning now. So that way, by the time 2026 comes around, you got people riled up. We already see people in the streets in regards of what they're doing in regards of firing all these federal employees. So people are already out in the street protesting. Y'all need to keep that up. But if y'all thinking that, well, yeah, we put everything that we're doing on a website. If you think that's going to help you win in 2026 and possibly 2028, then I got a house in Boca to sell you, and I don't even work in real estate. And they said, where's the source of that Jacob wanted to live? That's why I said I want to see that story. But from what I've heard, Jacob Elordi is actually on the new season. Hold on, let me see. Because look, actually, and this is going to be real interesting, Rosalia is on the final season. And remember, well, y'all probably don't know this, or maybe you do. Rosalia and Hunter Schafer used to date back in the day. I was like, okay, Rosalia, let me find out you a freak. Kind of makes me wonder about Raul Alejandro. Like, does he get down too? Is he fluid? But anyway, let me see. Euphoria season 3. And then they said that Dominic Fike wasn't going to be in it, but actually he is coming. He is coming back to the show. Because I remember at one point they said he wasn't. Okay, so they said who's not coming back? So the people that's not coming back, they said Sky Ferreira. I love her, by the way. Barbie Ferreira, Storm Reed, and Nika King. So they're not coming back. They said Martha Kelly returns as Lori. Maud Apatow is coming back as Lexi. Then we have Eric Dane, of course. We got his fine ass coming back. Alexa Demi is coming back as Maddie. Dominic Fike is coming back as Elliot. Remember, he also used to date Hunter Schafer. That's got to be real awkward. You got two of your exes coming back to it's going to be on a TV show that you're doing. Of course, we're getting Coleman Domingo. I was like, what is this? Who else? Because I had to keep scrolling. Hunter Schafer, of course. Sydney Sweeney. Jacob Elordi is back on the show. So yeah, he's coming back. This is first of all, this is the final season. And of course, we got Zendaya. So Jacob Elordi is gonna be back, is gonna be on the new season. It's the final season. Why would you want to turn that down? We gotta wrap up the story. We could all move on. I'm sure he's ready to move on. Because first of all, this long gap, and this is why my overall complaint about cable or streaming service shows have been, why do y'all take so long to come out with a show? I don't understand. Like with The Last of Us, or even Yellow Jackets, which just premiered this past week. I think it was last Friday's episode 2 is tonight. Damn, Fridays is back to being busy. But Yellow Jackets, look how long that show took before it came out. I don't like these long waits between shows, because then after a while, other stuff come along and is out of sight, out of mind. Although I will say this, I was loving this past season, the prequel of Dexter with Christina Milian playing LaGuerta as a youngin'. The person they got to play Angel, Angel Batista. I was like, that is perfect casting. His look, the way he talks, literally like he could be a younger version of the actor that played him. And that guy was on Oz. I remember that. And then when you got Christina Milian, I was like, that's perfect too. Perfect casting. And I love Sarah Michelle Gellar on there. And the young actor that they got playing Dexter too. Plus we got Christian Slater. You can say, yeah, I didn't hear anything about him leaving or his case holding back production. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that either. It said Sharon Stone was coming for a guest star appearance. I was under the impression he was done playing high school. I don't think they are going to be in high school. I think they are. It's going to be what is it? They're going to fast forward a couple of years, from what I've heard about Euphoria. At this point, the show's been off for so long. No one's going to believe they're in high school anyway. So it's like, might as well age them. First of all, that Idol show was terrible. Oh, yeah, there was that too. I did forget that there was somebody that died. He took time off. The Idol was terrible. No one should ever give The Weeknd an acting gig ever in life. So that's what I meant, time jump. So they said, yeah, there's always like, there needs to be a time jump. Just like they said there's going to be a time jump in Scream 7. So it's like, yeah, we don't want a time jump there has to be a time jump. Yeah, and Sydney Sweeney's got other movies coming out. I told you, I saw her the other day at Madison Square Garden. She was there with Maud Apatow in the audience. And that was when the Rangers actually won a game for once. So maybe she was a good luck charm. But anyway, so, all right, y'all. So we at the end of today's show. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. If you have not already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. I will not be on this weekend. I'll be back on Monday, Lord willing, with a brand new episode. Hopefully a lot of new tea will be spilled and things of that nature. Hopefully I've seen another movie. Oh, yeah, we definitely got to do a recap of RuPaul's Drag Race, which I heard sidebar. They were like, what was it? Alaska and Willem was having a conversation or something or another about the recent episode of Snatch Game and saying that there needs to be some sort of a boot camp. I was like, no. Them girls, the boot camp should have come before they come on the show. Or you said like what they did. Oh yeah, Stranger Things, that took too damn long, but we finally getting it hopefully this year. So I'll be looking forward to it when it comes out. I was like, that's too long. And they spent a year filming the final season. And I want to know what that exact number of how many episodes they are. Because if y'all took a whole year to film only 8 episodes, I'm going to be tight. But anyway, love you all for watching. I'll be back next week. And also, yeah, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Also, smash the notification bell. Helps out with the algorithm. There will definitely be timestamps throughout the episode later on once I get time to actually put them in. because I got to go back in and edit the show once the live is over. So love y'all for watching. Thank you for your continued support. And until next time, as I do my pageant waves, ciao, darlings.